So welcome, if you're watching this. This is Master of Magic. I have never streamed this game before. I did play this game. I own this game, actually. I specifically remember this game as being very, very difficult to get to work on my Windows 95 PC. Back in, this game, I believe, came out in 1995. It was difficult to get this to work. I owned it for probably like 6 months before I was able to get it to work. It was a very buggy game at the time. And that's partly because this is a very ambitious game. This is actually the direct follow-up game to Master of Orion. It's done by the same team, Simtech Software. This is literally like the direct sequel to it. It is a mixture basically of three things. You have Master of Orion. There are definitely mechanics that carry over from Master of Orion. It's also heavily based on the original Civilization. I mean, Civ 1, this game came out right around the time that Civ 2 came out. So it's very heavily influenced by Civ 1. And the third influence, which is impossible to ignore, is Magic the Gathering. This game is very, very heavily influenced by Magic the Gathering. And I mean by the version of the game that was out in the 1990s. I actually don't know I have not followed how Magic the Gathering has changed in the decades since then. But if you played Magic the Gathering in like 1994, this is going to look very familiar in a lot of ways. Anyway, let's go ahead and start up a new game. So I have not played this game nearly as much as I have played Master of Orion. So I am not as good at this game. So I'm going to play this game on hard difficulty and not impossible. I have played this in one on impossible, but I'd like this game to be a little bit more laid back and a little bit more relaxing in terms of like learning the mechanics of the game. So we're going to do this on hard, not impossible. We'll do the otherwise standard settings for opponents. You can also do small, medium, or large. We'll go with the default medium. The map size actually never changes in this game. It's just how much land there is. The large gives you a lot of land to play around with, though. And magic, what this means here is this refers to how much magic, how much you get from the magic nodes, which we'll talk about in this game. I'm just going to put it on normal. You can also put it on powerful or weak. My feeling is that putting it on powerful helps the player more than the AI, but we'll put it on normal for right now. Okay, now you can play as one of these wizards, but I always do custom, and we're going to do custom here. It's always more fun just to build the custom wizards, but you get a chance to, you get to pick one of these for your portrait art. So look, we've got Sitting Bull, and we have Wang Khan, and we have Saladin. A lot of the portrait art looks very similar to some of the Civ 4 leaders here. I do like the portrait art quite a bit, by the way. It's a lot of fun in this game. Oh yeah, and by the way, you have Sisra, who is a Draconian, a big flying dragon. There's one leader you will never see me play, though, on stream, and that is Shuri in this game. I will never, ever, ever play. The Darloks are actually not in this game, although Rajak looks like a Darlok. The Klakons are in this game, but unlike in Master of Orion, the Klakons are probably one of the game's worst races in this one. Anyway, you will never see me play Shuri in this game, and that is because I cannot show her on stream. Shuri, for God knows what reason, is wearing only a loincloth in this game. And this is not like Hades, where, you know, Aphrodite is like, her hair is very carefully positioned. No, Shuri is just wearing a loincloth. And you can see everything. So I cannot show her on stream. I cannot show you what this leader looks like on stream because it will get me demonetized from Twitch. But if you're ever curious, you can always Google Shuri, Master of Magic, and yeah. I have no idea why that is in this game. I inadvertently discovered that when I was 13 years old, and I was like, oh my god, and it is still in the game. It's never been fixed. But anyway, we're going to do a custom leader. Let's not dwell too much on that. I thought it would be fun if we played as our good old friend Montezuma in this game. Because Tlaloc really does look like Montezuma. And if we're going to build Wizard Montezuma, we're going to play with life magic. Yes, white magic here. So this is where you build your character. There's 5 spell types. We have white, black, red, green, blue, What could that have been inspired by? If only there was a popular collectible card game in the mid-1990s that looked somewhat like this. Anyway, so the way this works is you have a lot of flexibility about how to build your wizard. You can take basically 11 picks. You can take spell books. The more spell books you take in each field gives you access to more spells from that field. So if you want, you can go super heavy in one field. You can do like all one, or you can do a little bit of each. The one restriction is you can't have both life and death magic, but if you want, you can do... Okay, yeah, I get it. Thanks, game. You can do a little bit of chaos, nature, sorcery, and then pick like one of these picks up here. So there's a lot of content to explore in this game, like lots and lots of content to explore, because there are 40 spells for each of the 5 ranks of magic. I'm trying to get rid of this one. So there's 200 spells, and then there's another, I believe, 15 spells that are access to everyone, no matter what spell books they take. We're going to play life magic in here, partly because it's hilarious to do Montezuma. And in fact, the theme for this game is actually going to be Holy Montezuma. So I'll go ahead and put that on the text crawl now. Boom, there we go. Holy Montezuma. Montezuma and life magic. What makes more sense than that? Do we restart if that female leader shows up as one of our opponents? No, I can avoid... There's only one point in time you would see that, and that's if I defeat the leader at the very end of the game. Hopefully Cherie is just not in the game. So anyway, we're going to take life magic. My opinion from playing the game so far is that life magic is the strongest of the 5 types. I believe that's the general consensus from people who have played this game. There are many, many, many strong life spells. The general consensus is life is the strongest and death is the weakest. And then the other 3 are a little bit more balanced, although I think sorcery, blue magic is actually pretty strong too. So I'm going to take 10 books. What this does is it means we will actually be guaranteed access to every single life spell. And I wanted to do that in part because that way I can show a lot of them. It also means that it's 30% cheaper to research and 30% cheaper to cast life magic. If you do like 7 books, you will get access to most, but not all of them. And I believe it's when you get to 8 books that they start getting a discount. I think 8 books is 10% off, 9 is 20% off, 10 is then 30%, and then if you do 11, it's 40% off. 11 books is also special because with 11 books, you get to start the game with 2 uncommon and 1 rare spell. Most of the game's most busted strategies revolve around 11 book start, but we're not going to do an 11 book start because that kind of breaks the game in certain ways. So then we can also take one of these. We can take one of these. These are called retorts, but they're basically like additional abilities. So Warlord is one of the strongest ones, increases the level of all units. All your military units get increased by a level because they have experience. And then Archmage increases wizard skill. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of these. The one we're going to use for this game is Alchemy, which is one of my favorites. I remember being a kid and playing this game and loving Alchemy. Allows you to exchange gold into mana and mana to gold at a 1-to-1 ratio. Normally, you convert at a 1-to-2 ratio. This is actually very, very useful in a lot of ways. Also gives all units built in cities magic weapons. There's a building that unlocks about halfway through the building tree that gives you this power. Having all units that start with it from the beginning of the game is nice. It gives them, I believe, a plus 10% to hit bonus. So we're going to do 10 life books in Alchemy, and this will be our start. Now, we also get to pick, we get to start with we get to start with 9 common life spells. If you start with fewer spell books, you will not start with as many spells. But conversely, you might get other retorts, or you can also specialize in more than one field of magic. I'm just doing one field. So I basically can take all but one life spell. The one I'm going to skip is Starfires. This is your only direct damage spell at the start of the game in life, and it can only be used against chaos or death units. The way this game works is direct damage generally is some of the weaker spell effects. Not always, but most of the stuff that deals direct damage tends to be on the weaker side, which makes sense because like the people who made this game knew what they were doing. We're going to get the other 9 common spells, and there are some very, very good ones. I'm going to go through what they do as time goes along. Heroism is particularly strong, and Just Cause is also very, very, very good. Anyway, I'm going to cover these more when the game goes along. And we also get to pick our starting race. Again, a lot of replayability in this game. There's 14 races, there's 9 normal races, and then there's 5 that start on Mirren, which, by the way, that's the alternate plane. The game operates on 2 planes. There's 2 maps on every single game. Then you can flip between them. To start with the Mirren race, it actually takes 3 picks at the start of the game because all of them are significantly stronger than the default ones. But anyway, so out of the options, I'm just going to take a standard option and we'll play as high men. Whoops, can we go back a screen? High men are basically like a very standard race. They get access to almost every... There's only one building they can't construct. They also have some very strong late game units in particularly Paladins, which is a very good late game unit. So, by the way, this game basically had unique units and unique buildings before Civ introduced the concept. Because every race has at least one unit that's unique to them. Also, the way it works is the whole game operates off of a building tree. So, like, you know, you can start with like a builder's hall, and then that lets you build a granary, and then the granary unlocks other stuff. Well, actually, the granary doesn't unlock anything, but it all operates off a building tree, and every race has the same building tree, except some races are missing some buildings. So some races are very limited in what they can construct. In particular, the lizard men are awful at research. I don't actually want to pick the lizard men. They're good at fighting, but look, they can't build Animus Guilds, War College, Builders Hall, Sages Guild, Parthenons, or Shipwright Guilds. That knocks out about 70% of the buildings in this game. So they have like no economy. All they can do is just conquer people, which is pretty interesting. The Hymen can build everything except fantastic stables. The only race that can build every building is the Orcs. Orcs are actually like the most default generic race in this game, oddly, but that's the way it works. Oh, by the way, Klakons. Klakons are one of the worst races in the game. Which is unfortunate, considering their Master of Orion reputation. Playing as the Klakons is a pretty big challenge. They have extra production, but their penalties are so large it does not offset the extra production. So we're going to play as the Hymen, and then what color should we be? We're Montezuma of the... We'll do red, because we're Montezuma. Alright. I also could have been Orcs. Also for... Oh, and we can... Oh, by the way, I want to put this into chat. Here's our chance to name the starting city. I don't know if we get a chance to change this once we're in here. So, like I said, keep in mind that we... what was I going to say there? Monty is green. Yeah, there's high elves and high men, but no normal ones. I'm not going to name... I don't want to name the city Skulls, Skulls, Skulls. Revenge, that's perfect. Because it's Montezuma. Montezuma's Revenge. Perfect. Alright, so this is what our screen looks like. We can see we're in the south central portion of the map here. Let's see what the stats are on our starting city. Okay, we got a lot of production bonuses. That's actually not bad. So cities work the 21 tiles around them. So yeah, we've got a number of production bonuses here. Ruins, decent food. There's 2 ruins. Okay, we've got a forest. That's good. We've got plains. The desert kind of stinks, but we do have some production bonuses, so that's not awful. Currently, max production is 11, but max pop's 11, but that'll go up over time. All right, so you always start with a sword and a spear. For the moment, we're gonna... You might think we'd have these units move out and patrol, but that's actually wrong. We want to hold them in the city. That's because 2 units standing together will pacify 1 population point. So we can actually dial up the tax rate here on the first turn of the game without causing anyone to revolt. All right. So this is the starting screen here. And we also could have named it Tenochtitlan. That wasn't a bad suggestion either. So what do we want to do? First thing I did was I dialed up the tax rate because we can actually run this without causing unrest. Now, if we go higher, we'll start getting unhappy people. Unhappy people, they just produce nothing and can't be taxed. So you want to avoid unhappy people. Again, this should look familiar if you played the original Civilization. All right, so we got a bunch of different menus up here. This is where we can save the game. I guess we'll go ahead and create a save game file here. Just to start out. Here's our spell list. So at the start of the game, we have access to a couple different spells. You can cast Magic Spirit, Just Cause, which we're going to cast. And then these various spells that are associated with units that I'll talk more about. This is how many turns it will take us to cast the spell. If you're wondering, why does it have like a billion things there? Well, the thing is, spells cost mana. We have no mana at the start of the game. However, this is... we also have our armies. We have our 2 units. City list. Civ 7 can't give you a city list, but this game from 1995 seems to have no problem giving you a city list. Magic. This is a screen you're going to see a lot of in this game. So the way that this game... Let me walk through some of the basic mechanics. So... You know, your cities have a certain amount of population. We have currently 4,000 pop. Every 1,000 pop gives you an extra worker up here, and you can assign them. They can be farmers or workers, and that's it. Those are the only choices, farmers or workers. Farmers produce food. You need enough food to feed your population, but farmers only produce a half production point. Or workers. Workers produce 2 pot production. Basically, you want as many workers as you can get. Enough farmers to feed everyone, but as many workers as you can get. Avoid the rebels because they're useless. So we could right now, if we wanted to, change one of these population points into a worker, and we get 2 more production, which is great, except, we're -2 food. That would immediately disband our 2 units, because the units do cost maintenance. The sword costs 1 food and 1 coin per turn. I'll talk about what the combat stats do later when it's a little more relevant. And the spear costs 1 food. So we got to spend food to keep them alive, or else they disband. Other stats here. So this is your food. This is your production. This is money. We're currently making a gold surplus of 6. Best way to increase your gold is just to get more population, but you got to keep them happy. And then we have this, magic power. Some races inherently generate magical power. Other buildings generate it. This is added to your power income. Each large icon represents 10 power. So we have 10 power here at the start of the game. And if you look at our magic screen, you can see this is what we have. Our power base is 10. So we get 10 magic power to spend every turn. We can, if we want, put it in mana. If we do that, then we generate 10 mana per turn. We can also put it in research. This will let us unlock something to research. We also need to pick a spell to research, so we should do that right now. All right, here's what we have to research. We have Starfire, the spell we skipped. We have Dispel. Wow, we have a lot of arcane spells here. We have very few spells that are actually from the life tree. Dispel Magic, which dispels enemy spells on 1 unit. Summoning. I'm probably going to take Summoning Circle because this is very useful. Unless we want Plane Shift, that's actually could be useful to get over to the other plane. It's also twice the cost. I might just take Summoning Circle because this is very cheap. Plane Shift would let us get over to Mirror at an early date. That's actually not a terrible choice either. Disenchant, Planar Seal, prevents travel across planes. That's too expensive for right now. And then we can enchant items. Okay. Let's just do Summoning Circle. We'll work on that one first. So if we put our spending here, then we would put our 10 mana towards researching. It says researching none, but we did just pick a spell to research. Right? I thought I picked Summoning Circle to research. Okay. Maybe I have to wait until next turn to do that. And then we also have this, skill. You might notice it says casting skill, 20 out of 20. What does this mean? This is how much mana we can spend per turn right now. So right now, let's say we have 0 mana right now, but if we can actually, well, I'll just go ahead and show this right now. So we also have this alchemy button. Remember, we took alchemist power. We can convert gold into power at a 1-to-1 ratio. Normally, you lose half. If you don't have alchemist power, 50 gold only gets converted into 25 mana, but we get the 1-to-1 conversion, which is super nice. So now we have 50 mana. We can convert it back into gold if we wanted to. But now we have 50 mana, and we can spend up to 20 of this each turn. So if we want, we could spend our mana towards increasing our skill. And if you spend over time, you can increase this. The way the formula works is you have to spend double whatever your casting skill is, and then it'll go up a point. So we'd have to spend 40 total mana to go up to 21, and then we'd have to spend 42 to get up to 22. So this is an expensive thing, and it takes a long time, but you really do need to increase your casting skill over time. So it's pretty important to do that. Right now, though, we want to put it all into mana because we need to actually cast a couple spells here at the start of the game. So now we need to actually cast spells, and the first thing we want to do is get magic spirits. These are scouts, basically. They can fly, and by the way, a lot of units can fly in this game. They can fly, and then they can explore the map for us. So we're going to get 2 of these, and then we're going to cast Just Cause. And we need a lot of magic to do that because that costs 105. So we'll be running mana right now for the time being and doing our best to get some of our magic spirits. And so for the immediate future, we're not going to be doing much. Oh, we also need to build something. So here's our building setup. We start with our wizard tower. So we are physically located here in this city. If we get attacked in this city, our wizard can basically get banished or die. So you always have to guard your starting tower. We also have a barracks, a builder's hall, and a smithy. That lets us build like the initial units. We can build swords at the start of the game. But we don't really have anything econ based yet. And there's a whole bunch of econ buildings over here. The one we want to start the game with is the granary. The granary gives you 2 food per turn, which is great, and adds 20 people per turn. So like right now, we only grow 40 people per turn. The granary takes that up to 60, so it increases our population growth by 50% at the start of the game. You pretty much always want to start the game with a granary, unless something really weird is going on. Note that, again, we're making 5 production per turn. The granary costs 40, so 8 turns to build the thing. Alrighty, and that's all we can really do on the first turn, so I'm just going to chill. Oh, now we get the chance to pick out. I guess we didn't. Now we get the chance to reach. I already said we're going to do summoning circle. All right, so the first turn went by, or did we actually finish the first turn? Okay, I'm casting Magic Spirit. Okay. Why did my mana go up though? We should be spending this. All right, well anyway, there's the Magic Spirit. Looks a little skeletal, but anyway. So now we have a Magic Spirit, and I'm going to send him north to scout. By the way, movement in this game has confused. When I started practicing this game a couple months ago, because I wanted to try another game, movement in this game is very confusing. It's the exact opposite of Civ 4. In Civ 4, it's what is it? It's like left click to move. In this game, it's right click to move. So I use the number pad a lot. Oh, we actually get something here. Oh, we found a spell inside. That's kind of unusual to just find a spell. Normally these lairs are guarded, but we just found a spell for free. That's nice. So the problem, Detect Magic is actually a nice spell to cast because it tells you what the other wizards are working on. Costs 200 mana, upkeep 3 mana per turn. Current spell being cast by all wizards will be deployed. If Cherie is in the game, I cannot cast this because if Cherie's in the game, we will see Cherie, and then I will get demonetized off Twitch. So no, I can't do that. All right, so anyway, we need to cast another spell. We're going to cast another Magic Spirit, because these guys are really good scouts. I need to know what's out here on the map. I'm going to cast 2 of these, and then I'm going to work on casting Just Cause, because I really want to get Just Cause in place. Costs 150 mana. Well, it's supposed to cost 150. Remember, we get things 30% off because we have 10 life spell books, so it's only 105 for us, and then it's 3 mana per turn upkeep, which is a little bit pricey, but anyway. Okay. So there's our second Magic Spirit. You can see it is costing us mana or magic points to do that. All right, so we're going to send you here. What's in here? Oh. 40. Okay, great. 40 mana crystals. Cool. Normally these lairs have monsters in them. We still haven't seen a monster lair yet. Well, we will see some. All right, here's another one. Okay. That's a fantastic start. A little unusual, but okay. Okay. Normally these lairs have monsters in them, but okay. I don't know exactly how that would work. I don't really want to risk it in terms of getting demonetized. All right, well, now we'll just start casting Just Cause. So there are global enchantments. These like permanently stay in play unless an enemy wizard dispels them. This one does 2 things. One, it increases the fame of the casting wizard by 10. Fame is a mechanic whereby the higher your fame, the better the heroes you can recruit. Hero recruitment's a little bit random, but if you have higher fame, you're more likely to recruit them. Also, it also generates gold per turn, because for every 1 point of fame, you get another gold coin. Technically, you don't get the gold coin directly, as you don't pay the maintenance on units, but it effectively translates into you just get more money. There's also one other thing that Just Cause does, though. It reduces unhappiness in every city by 1 point. It doesn't even mention that in the description, but it's actually its best thing. It reduces unhappiness in every city by 1 point, so we'd be able to dial the tax rate up even higher. Just Cause is very, very good, considering it's a cheap thing. But anyway, we need to continue generating mana, and then we can, once we have this spell in place, we can look to do something else. For some races, I get 3 of the Magic Spirits out, but I think we'll go with 2 because we have to support the upkeep of Just Cause as well. Otherwise, we're just working on that granary. We'd like to get up to 100 gold if possible, because when we get there, the standard hero recruitment fee is 100 gold. Oh, volcano. Fire elemental within. Okay. Fire elementals are relatively easy to defeat, so we should be able to take control of that node, hopefully. All right, now how close to the... bottom of the map are we? Oh, there's a wizard tower down here. Death Knights? Nope. We're just scouting right now. Death Knights are quite strong, as the name would suggest. But yeah, we're basically spending 20 mana per turn as we cast this spell. As we cast Just Cause. So that's going to eat up all of this magic over time. So far, we haven't seen all that much yet. And our granary is 3 turns away. Now, you can rush by stuff to completion, but it's not really worthwhile to do that at the moment. All right, so what do we have here? Warbears. Okay, they're pretty weak. We should be able to deal with warbears later. There's also neutral cities in this game as well. We're looking to see if we can find any of them. Okay, so we have a connection down here to the south and a connection to the north. Land is not amazing quality. By the way, the F1 key puts you in surveyor mode. This is one of the coolest features. It'll tell you what the stats are for a city if you plant it on there. Also note that Master of Magic smart enough to make it so you can't put cities within 3 tiles. This immediately solved some of the worst issues with the original Civilization, where the best strategy was always to cram as many cities as possible on top of one another. This game, you can't put them too close, and even though I could put a city here, cities that share tiles only get half yield from them, so you ideally want to be a little bit further away. It does look like there's room for a decent city over here, perhaps. We need to explore a little bit more. But somewhere over here, river tiles are quite good. They give you a big modifier to food and gold. They're some of the best tiles in the game. Water tiles are pretty crummy in this game. Unlike Civ, which has good fishing villages, this game does not. Where are we? Where's our spell list? Okay, we have Just Cause in 3 more turns. Let's just see what's up there. All right, nothing there. So far, I haven't seen any neutral cities yet. 1 more turn, we'll get our granary. By the way, there is no production overflow in this game, unfortunately, and that is actually a big deal. You can use a survey to find cities outside the... I'm sure I could, but... By the way, if you're wondering why do we have a dove, it's because we're primarily life magic. You get different spirit animals depending on what... It depends on what magic type you are. All right, so now we have the granary, so you know what that means. Now we can actually go all production because we don't need to float a farmer to feed our 2 guys. So now we get up to 9 production per turn, which is unfortunate because 10 per turn. If we were at 10 per turn, we would lose the rounding issue. Like, we're going to lose stuff to rounding here, but it is what it is. So at this point, we could, if I saw a target for us to go attack, I would probably try to go do that. But I don't see anything to go attack at the moment. So for the time being, we'll go onto the econ path. You always build buildings in like the same order in this game. I'll be on the econ path for now. I'd like to get the farmer's market, which gives us another 3 food and 30 population growth per turn. It's important to try to get that quickly. Like, that would take us up from 70 to 100 pop per turn to get growing faster. So I'm going to head in that direction. This game has free production swapping, like in Civ 3 and Civ 1. Well, is that Mithril up? Oh, hello. We just found... Oh, we found halflings. That's perfect. I was hoping I would find halflings. Yes. All right. Halflings synergize really well with what we're trying to go for. Okay, 3 swordsmen. All right. Well, we can actually deal with that. Let's go build some... Let's actually build some swords. And we'll go take that out. I can probably do it with... I could probably do it with 3 swords would probably do it. Let's go take that out. So this game is actually a little bit violent in a lot of ways. And look, so we can run this for 3 turns sword, but look, it actually makes no difference and there's no production overflow. So we should do this. All right. And the reason why we're going to be able to take those out, normally what I'll do is I'll build 2 swords and then I can send a group of 3 swords out. The reason why is we have a spell. Where's my spell list? Unit spells. We have this spell, Heroism. And an entire unit becomes elite. Very, very strong spell. Expensive, but we can turn them into elite units and they should be able to kill those halfling swords no problem. All right, cool. So because this game is notably more militaristic in its early game than Civ is, because like there's a city right there for us to capture. So we're gonna go do that basically. Is this game similar to Conquest of Elysium? I'm actually not familiar with that game, I'm afraid. So as soon as we're done, we're almost done casting Just Cause. Then we will immediately start casting Heroism. And by the way, our mana costs are going to be pretty nasty, but hopefully we can go up here and take over this chaos node to get some more magic power. If you're wondering, well, okay, so we currently make 10 power base. How do we increase that? There are buildings you can add that will increase it. And then there's also these things called nodes you can take over. And that will also get you more. All right, there's Just Cause. So the other nice thing about this is, remember, we have alchemy. So like if we need more mana, we can just do this. Like, oh, our gold, now all our gold is mana. So we're going to start casting Heroism right away. Oh, wait. Are there 2 cities over here? Because I see a road. That means there probably are 2 cities here. Ooh. Halflings. So halflings are, let me, well, since we're here, let me cover halflings. So halflings, they're generally not seen as being a militaristic race. Their big thing is their farmers produce 3 food instead of the default 2 food. So they're very good at farming. Now, as a trade-off for that, they're actually missing a lot of buildings. They actually cannot build, well, they can't build universities, as it says right there. And they can't build the more advanced military buildings. They can't do stables or armorers guilds. They're also not good with ships. They have one unit, though, that synergizes incredibly well with life magic, and that is the Slinger. It's a ranged unit. The big weakness of the humans or high men that I'm playing is they're not very good in terms of ranged units. But the halflings immediately solve that problem for us. By the way, there's a mithril resource up here. So we want to put a city up here. I would love to put a halfling city up here that takes advantage of this mithril. And there's some pretty good spots for. This spot right here looks pretty good. But I don't want to... Well, we'll figure it out. We can dot map this later, but... Actually, I kind of think a city here, but then this wouldn't be able to reach the mithril, though. And then maybe another one like, oh, that's only pop 8. Maybe like right here. Wait, 1, 2. Maybe here. I kind of like a city here, which then means I'd have to be, because they have to be 3 tiles apart. But anyway, we'll figure it out later. We're not at the point where we're building settlers yet. All right. So note that we're only getting 5 mana right now, as again, we're paying for Just Cause. But you know what we can do is now we can dial up the tax rate. And look, they're still happy even though we dialed up the tax rate again. So now we'll make more money and we can convert the money just right back into mana again. And then we need to cast this. I think Heroism on 2 swords will get it done. Hopefully. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Oh my god, we found so many of these. 50. Okay, that works. Cool. Oh, we also found a mana, another node up there. Yeah, it looks like there's another city down here. That's iron ore, reduces normal unit cost by 5%. Okay, cool. All right, so Heroism, we're still working on it. Note that it takes a couple turns for us to cast this, so we have to get started early. All right, so sword, almost done. Now, can we dial down? Nope, we still need the extra cost here. But again, there's no overflow. Now, if we could get this to size 5, we probably could get 10 shields per turn, or 10 hammers per turn. I'll probably say shields, because this game makes me think of the original Civilization where it was shields. All right. Now, as we build these units, we do have to support them, so it does cost food to maintain these. All right, so there's another city here. It's also halflings. They do have a slinger, but there's only 2 of them here. Oh, they have more infrastructure here. Okay. So hopefully we can take both of these. All right, now I need to keep... if only I could get one more. Well, I can't, unfortunately. All right, you keep you here for right now. I think we'll set out with 3 swords. See, unfortunately now we're at the -1 food. Oops. Well, We have to make sure we can feed these guys. Phantom Warriors. Okay, Phantom Warriors should be easy to beat. There's some pretty low-level enemies here. So we should be able to take over these nodes, and then we'll be able to get more magic power that way. Now, our first heroism spell will complete this turn, and then we'll start another one. As I said, I only need one more sword. When I get this sword, we'll be good to go. It's actually no waste here. It's 5, 5, 5, 5. We can do it in 4 turns. And then I'll move the 3 of them out as soon as that happens. All right. So let's talk for a second, or we'll finish exploring this. Great. Okay, now by contrast, the Great Worm is the strongest unit in the nature field. This unit is insanely strong. This unit would instantly kill our scout there. I'll keep this guy around to help out with the battle. All right. Let's talk a little bit about unit stats then, shall we? All right. So here's the default unit. Highmen Spears. 1 attack, 2 armor, 4 resist, 1 hit. What in the world do these numbers mean? I'm actually going to put this on a different screen because I think I can explain. There's a really good damage calculator that I can pull up here for you guys. Let me just put this. Okay, here we go. This is on the Master of Magic wiki that's been around. If I can get these stupid ads off the screen. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do the most basic setup here. We have, let's say we have default swords, and we're fighting up against default spears, right? Default swords against spears. Okay. So, stuff we want to consider on this screen is all these units have an attack value, a defense value, and number of hit points. So, when you make an attack in Master of Orion, let's say we have the swords here. Let's say the swords attack the spear. They would attack with their 3 attack. The game will roll to see whether you hit on each attack or not. And the base value for this is 30%. You can see right here. Base value is 30% for this to hit. So for that first attack, we'll roll an attack, and then do we hit, yes or no? And do that 3 times. And for every hit that gets through, the defender has a chance to block based on how many defense they have. Let's say we rolled and hit, I don't know, one of those 3 attacks, which is about what you'd expect. The spear would then have 2 chances to block that, again at 30% odds. If they block it, no damage happens. If they don't block it, they'll take a hit, and they'll lose a point of health. Now, the big thing to keep in mind is this all happens on a per figure basis. The sword has 6 figures, so all 6 of those figures will make an attack to see if it gets through. And for the spears, they have 8 figures. They will also, all 8 of them will make an attack. So everything happens on a per figure basis in this game. By default, each figure only has 1 hit point. So if you take a hit, you lose a figure. If we take, and you can see the total damage calculation down here. On average, the sword will take 1.17 damage. So on average, they'll take either 1 damage and lose 1 figure, or 0. They get really unlucky. I think they could take 3 or 4. The spears, on the other hand, on average would take about 3 hits. You can see the damage chart here. So if the sword attacks the spear, on average, the sword's going to come off much better than the spear, is kind of the way that this works. So, pretty straightforward, right? Well, remember, we have magic weapons. Magic weapons give you 10% extra to hit. So just by flipping our weapons up to magic, we get 10% extra to hit. Our base to hit is actually 40%, not 30%. So now the spears on average would take 4 damage instead of taking, what was it before, 3 damage? You go from 2.8. And that's just by flipping our weapons to magic. So that's why Alchemist is pretty strong at the start of the game. All right, now, there's also experience levels. Remember, we start out at Recruit, but there's also Regular, Veteran, and Elite. And you get extra bonuses for each level up. Going Recruit to Regular increases your attack by 1. So all of those swords would go from 3 attack to 4 attack. Again, if we're using our magic weapons now, we'd be doing on average 5.3 damage per attack, which is a lot. If we get up to Veteran, they'd also get an extra point of defense. They'd also get resistance, but that only affects spells, so we can ignore that. So now they would only take a little bit, they'd take less damage. And if you go all the way to Elite, they get another point of attack, and they get another plus 10% to hit. So they'd be 5 attack, 50% to hit with the elite with magic weapons. And the other crucial thing, they also get an extra hit point. So instead of having 1 hit point each, now they have 2 hit point each. So now if you take a point of damage, you don't even lose one of the figures. And now you can see on average they're killing outright 70% of the time, and they're leaving it with like 1 or 2 figures left most of the time. So going up to elite status is a really big deal. And guess what our spell does? Yeah, heroism turns a unit into an elite unit. They don't have to get 120 XP like you normally do. They just go to elite immediately. So there we go. 5 attack. We have +1 to hit, and then we get another +1 to hit from magic weapon status. So we have 50% odds to hit on each of them, and we make 5 attacks times 6 units. We actually make 30 attacks. So you can see why this is pretty good. Now, if we're dealing with halflings, they do get slightly better odds on their swords, but like if you see the comparison here, we on average should deal 5.5 damage and take about 2 damage. And I can also use spells to like heal my guys in combat too. So we should be able to overwhelm them without too much trouble. Anyway, I hope you guys aren't focusing so much on ad block that you missed the little combat mechanics lesson I was trying to do there. But anyway, so yeah, heroism is a very strong spell. It's not the cheapest spell, but it's quite good. Anyway, are we starting? So we're going to cast again. And yeah, as soon as this is done, I'm going to move out. I will build another spear to serve as military police in here. and it gets more complicated. There's more stuff that gets more complicated from there, but this is a good starter. Now, the reason why if I can just go back for a second, the reason why halflings are so good. Let me put this back on the screen so you can see this. All right, let's say we take this over and we get halflings, okay? And we'll put this on. Let's say we're fighting. What was it? There's war bears up there. That was one of the places had war bears. Oops, not life. Nature. War bears are like an early game unit. Okay, let's say we're using. So this halflings have a unit called slingers. One of the best ranged units in the game. Now the slingers only start with 2 attack. They're a ranged unit, so they do not have to. We'll say that they are close enough to hit. They don't have to stand next to them to hit. I mean, when you melee attack, the other side has a chance to fight back, but ranged attacks don't. But still, like two attack, it's like, okay, whatever. Well, they have the lucky trait, so they automatically get +10 to hit already. Let's say we give them our magic weapons. That's another +10%. Let's say we give them the elite status. All right, now they have 4 attack. They have, what, 60% odds to hit? Yeah, the 40%, 50%, they have 60% odds to hit. They have 2 health, and here's the key thing. Slingers have 8 figures. So we'd be attacking 8 times 4. We'd be attacking 32 times at 4 ranged attack, and they don't get a chance to hit us back. So, yeah, slingers with heroism on them for elite status, they do a lot of damage. So we could almost one-shot these warbears. I mean, you get like 3 or 4 of these slingers. They can just mow down almost anything in their path. And they don't take damage. And even if they do, they have 2 hit points each. So they don't just die immediately. So anyway, that's why that unit is really synergizes well with life magic, which is what we've got here. That's why we really wanted to get that. Yeah. Also, heroism is quite expensive, as Frodine just put in the chat. This is an expensive enchantment, but if we can go up here and conquer these nodes, we'll get magic power back. And of course, taking over these cities will be nice because we can get magic power from these cities eventually too. All right, I'm just going to park this here for right now. I don't want to put it right next to the city because they might build more defenders from me being right next to the city. But yeah, we're continuing to spend here. Again, I have Alchemist, so I can convert my gold right into magic power. So that'll help too. Well, let's see what's in here. Giant spiders. Okay. Also a relatively low-level monster. It also looks like we might be the only ones on this continent, which would be nice. All right, let's... And we'll start walking out the swordsman on the next turn. One nice thing about heroism enchantment, though, is if the units actually do reach elite status, which, by the way, every unit gets 1 XP every turn, just out of curiosity, you will no longer have to pay the mana cost if a unit hits it naturally. All right, so let's grab our units, wake them up, and we'll start marching them down there because it's going to take a couple turns to walk down there. Now, see how now the city's revolting? Because we need another spear in here. So we're going to have to dial down the tax rate briefly. And this is fine. We can build the spear in 2 turns. And then we'll be able to dial that tax rate back up again. So heroism, we're almost done. Oh, we're out of magic, huh? Well, good thing we have alchemy. Good thing we have alchemy. So now we'll finish it this turn. Oh. Gargoyles. Now, gargoyles are not they're a little tougher, but gargoyles are not good against ranged attackers. So if we can build some slingers and send them up there, we can probably take that over too. It also looks like there's no one else on our island, so that's nice. We can get at least a little playground here. Yeah, for some reason the slingers have a boulder icon. All right. All right. Now, do I have enough to cast one more spell of this? There's some 70 back. Yeah, I can afford one more. We're just going to have to keep relying on alchemy. Well, I mean, we'll get more gold if we can take over these 2 cities as well. Yeah, see, we're only making 1 mana per turn right now, so it's a good thing we have alchemy. All right. And then this will let us dial up the tax rate, and then we can go back to econing in our capital. All right. So change this. And now we'll go back to that marketplace, which we're going to need. Oh, but now, you can see we're going to need those halflings because we can't really afford to feed everything in our territory right now. So we really need to take over. If we can't take over these halfling cities, we've kind of screwed ourselves because we don't have enough food. We have to run all farmers right now to feed myself. That leaves nothing left for production. If I do this, I go from 2 production to 5. That's due to how rounding works, but we can't be in negative food surplus. So the unit would just immediately get disbanded again. So yeah, kind of have to take this over. That's okay though. 55, okay. And yeah, you can just chill there for right now. It looks like we're going to finish the spell right as we approach the city, so that's good. All right, so we've explored our whole island. We'll have to now get out there and see. Yeah, we are playing like Monty. Again, this is not unusual for early in the game on in this. Not unusual here. All right, oh, we also grew to size 5. That's nice. Now that actually might give... Oh, now we're unhappy. Okay. But now we actually... Do we have enough... Now we probably have enough food to... Nope, never mind. Still can't support more than that. But now we're back up to 5 production again, so that's good. Now we need to go find some more stuff overseas. All right. All right, heroism should finish next turn, and then we'll should be able to grab this city. By the way, heroism doesn't work on summoned units. Those are called like magical creatures or fantastic creatures. So we can't cast this on the magic spirit even if we wanted to. All right, we are now, I believe, in negative mana income. Oh, by the way, this actually works perfectly. We can move here. You might say, wait a minute, how can we still move? Road movement works completely differently in this game than it does in like Civ 4. If you move onto a road, you can then move again. It costs half a movement point to move onto a road. All right, they have 4 swords, so I'm glad I brought the 3rd sword here. We also want to convert a little bit more gold into this, mana, because then that will allow us to cast spells in battle to support. I'm probably just going to use healing, but this will let us heal. So we should be able to take this. 4 swords ain't nothing, but we have 3 elite swords, plus we have healing magic to back us up, so I think we can do this. All right. So as far as spells that we can cast in battle, we have healing. This will let us heal up to 5 points of damage. That's probably how I'm going to use this. This is good against undead, or let's see, increases attack, defense, and oh, okay. Oh no, but see, this only applies to creatures of life. The only creature that would benefit from this is our magic spirit. We could increase the magic spirit stats. Now you might look at the magic spirit and be like, oh, hey, cool. This unit is like good at fighting, right? 5 attack, 4 defense. Well, remember, magic spirit has 1 figure. 1. We have similar stats on the swords, but there are 6 of them. So keep that in mind. The swords also have more health. They have 12 health. The magic spirit only has 10. So remember, even though the stats look good on the magic spirit, it's only one figure. It only attacks 4. It only gets 5 attack. I get 30 attack with my swords. So like you got to keep that in mind. All right. So True Light's not useful here. Bless gives us another attack. This is good against Death or Chaos. It's not useful here. Holy Weapon, well, we already have basically. We kind of already have this. It gives us another +1 to hit. Holy Armor is not terrible either. You increase defense, but I think it's best just to save my mana for healing. We can heal. Oh, we can only heal one. We can only heal one time, unfortunately. See, our skill is 20, so that's how much mana we can spend. So we can use. I guess we might as well dump. Oh no, but if we use Holy Armor, we can't use a heal. I guess we might as well use a Holy Weapon then, because we can put it on somebody. I might as well dump that on somebody then. Because I can only use one heal. I'm going to let them come to me, I think. Yeah, I think I just let them come to me. Okay. Let's try to focus down this one. All right. Pretty good stuff. Let's wait and have this guy finish this one off. Okay, yeah, see, we didn't even take damage there. Nice. Okay. Let's have you finish this off. Okay, we annihilated these guys. Just to be sure I don't lose this guy, I'm going to burn my healing. I don't think I really need that, but I don't want this guy to die. There we go. So we gained 1 fame, 19 gold pieces. Now we have 2 cities. Now, is there a chance to rename this? I don't think we actually have a chance to rename this. Okay. Well, now we have more food. We get the barracks, smithy, builder's hall. Very nice. So we would like to get... We do need a defender for here. I think I want to do the granary here. And then... If we can have you build spears... Here we go. We already have enough production saved up for the spear. I want you to build 2 spears for garrison duty over here. So now we have extra food. Looking better. We are technically negative in mana at the moment, but that's why we have alchemy for that. And now we just took over another city, and then now we're going to skedaddle down here and take over the next one. So that's why it was very worthwhile to invest in military there at the start. So the thing is, part of the way some of these other races are balanced is, you know, halflings get some of these cool things, but look, units are 50% more expensive for halflings. Like this one costs, the spear costs 15 instead of 10. That applies to settlers as well. Settlers normally cost 60, they're 90 for the halflings. One nice thing is the buildings remain the same cost. So I don't want to build spears here. I want to build spears up at Revenge, where they're cheap to build. They only cost 10. And then I'll walk them down here and they can be military police for up here. And yes, Hydras are one of the high rank. Oh, there's more land over here. Hydras are a high ranking chaos monster. And yes, they have 9 heads. They're the only thing that has 9 figures in this game. An angel, okay. No, we don't want to fight that. All right. So you march down here. All right, see, this guy is a little bit hurt. All right, now we have excess food at the moment, right? 3 food, so we can do 2 turns. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. All right, we didn't even generate any rebels here. That's nice. I thought we would. Okay, and so we should be able to take this over on the following turn. Looking good so far. Then I'll send these guys north. These guys can definitely beat the Warbear. Unless there's like 6 Warbears in there, in which, okay. Should be able to take out the Warbears. My one thing is I wish it would tell you how many of the units are, because there could be 1 Warbear in here, or as I said, like 5 or 6. And then that would be ugly. We might, if it's 1 fire elemental, we could easily kill that, but there might be multiple fire elementals up there. We'll get up there and we'll check it out. Yes, there is an unrest difference depending on the race of the city. So, depending on what race you are, it's wherever your fortress is. Some races like other races, some do not. Oh, wow, we're actually making 13 gold per turn right now. Yes. Just Cause. Really, really nice, letting us dial that tax rate up. All right. So here we go. And then what's in here? Okay, the slingers are going to be annoying, but they should be low-level slingers. And we do have this. We do have the large shield, which adds +2 to defense against ranged attacks. So hopefully we'll be okay. I mean, the slingers, we just have to run up there and try to beat them. Not much we can do other than just... At least we managed to get up here before these guys got a whole lot of slingers. Yeah, you can see, though, they're going to go after them. Even these low-level slingers still hurt. So we definitely want to burn our heal on this guy before he dies. He's probably going to die anyway, but... Oops, I actually wanted to move that guy back. Oh, wait. Anyway, let's get up there. The magic spirit is not for fighting, as you probably know. Alright, well. You can move faster on the road. Oh, that's good. Okay. As I said, I think that guy's gonna die. I guess I could... Oh, I'm out of... Okay. Oh, I'm out of mana. I needed to convert more mana. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, they got one of them. By the way, there is a limited amount of ammo. They do only have 2 more shots. That's okay. If we lose 1 unit taking this out, that's actually not that bad. We're gonna have the other one kill you. That's not too bad. Again, slingers are nasty. Okay. So we lost 1. That, as I said, I'm fine with that. And then we want you to do a granary as well. Cool. This is a good start. This is what I was hoping for. So this one, this actually has pop 5 already. That's pretty nice. We're also going to need to build some engineers so we can build a road down there. Okay, cool. Note that we're already up to 21 gold per turn. Let's get enough magic so that we're not losing. And hey, now that that unit died that had the heroism enchantment, now we're actually back to neutral on mana. But we need to get up here, and we do need to try to take over one of these nodes. Hopefully we can do... We should be able to do both of these. These are relatively low-level nodes. But we might need more than just swords to take them out. Anyway, we need to start with a granary in both of these, and then we'll go from there. Still, pretty good so far. And yes, anyway, I was trying to make this point before, but one of the way the races are balanced is it's by... We have a little excess food, so I can actually increase the production somewhere. Oh, we're actually already running as many... We're actually already running as much production as we can everywhere. I mean, I could do this, but it's 1 turn either way, so we might as well leave it here. Okay. Yeah, halflings are like the game's most well-liked race. They basically get along with everybody, as opposed to like Clackons, who everybody hates. It's one of the reasons why Clackons are not that good in this game. Nobody can stand them in this game. All right. So, where do we want to explore next? Got one guy going this way. Maybe we can go... we'll go to the west as well. Oh, I was trying to move this guy, but I can't move the swords in the middle of the water, obviously. You guys can just chill here for the time being until I get some spears down there. We got our granaries underway. Yep. Spears coming down here. Do a couple more. Let this... I'd like to get up to 100 gold now, because that'll make it easier to recruit. Hopefully we'll have better odds to recruit a hero. If you're curious about our fame, we actually did pick up a point of fame from that too. So now we have 11 fame. Right now, so the odds for a hero to appear are like random. I think they have like 3% odds every turn if you don't have any heroes. But if you don't have 100 gold, you just can't recruit them. They'll just... You won't even see them showing up. All right, we'll start increasing our skill. One point per turn. No, we need to increase our magic, or need to increase that. But it was worthwhile to give up some of that. Now we have 3 cities instead of 1. All right, another gargoyles. If we could train some slingers and get them over there, that would be nice. All right, so we got right now we have the conga line of spears. I need 2 for here and 2 for here. I think that this town would be unhappy if I moved the swords out right now. And then what infrastructure does this city have? Let's see, Builders Hall, Barracks, Smithy, Builders Hall, Barracks, Armory. Okay, this city can already build slingers. Okay, we're just gonna build slingers. Once the granary's done, we're just gonna build a couple slingers because I'm gonna use them to take out. Hopefully, we can take out the Fire Elemental and the Phantom Warriors. We can't take out the Great Worm. Maybe 2 slingers, and we can probably do the gargoyles as well. Cool. People asked, did any of the remakes or spiritual sequels succeed at capturing these things? So I should point in, this is the actual original game. This is like 1.3.1. There have been a lot of remakes of this game. I haven't really tried them yet. I don't know if they're good or bad or whatnot overall. There is a calendar in-game, by the way. It is on F4. We are on turn 24. The game starts in January 1400, and then every year is 12 turns. It does it month by month. So we're on turn 24 right now. We haven't met anybody else yet so far. We will, though. For better or for worse, we will. All right, we need 1 more spear, and then the capital can go back to, like, econ stuff. I'd like to build the farmer's market before I start putting out some settlers. Basically, we want to take military control of our island, and then after that, we'll start... like, once we have military control here, then we can start building some settlers, and then we'll look further afield. I probably should just... You know what? Let's just get another... I want another scout. Let's get another magic spirit. And then we'll have another... This one can go east. I want map information. That'll leave me with literally no mana income at all, but it's fine. All right, patrol. Opinions on spiritual successors are very heated. Yeah, I know different people have different thoughts on that. All right, Basilisk. Basilisks have a lot of health. They don't hit that hard, but they have a lot of health. All right, now we're over 100 gold. So we can, we have 0 magic. I'm going to get some mana for like emergency spell use, but I want to stay over 100 gold. Again, so I can recruit a hero if one would pop up. And we've just about finished spamming spearmen. So that's good. The granary will help as well. All right, so you can build slingers. So you do. Oh, look at this. We get the 5% off the cost because there's an iron resource within this city's borders. Okay. Now, that said, we're not building them very fast right now, but 9 turns, that's fine. Again, I really want to take over this chaos node. I think I can do it with maybe 2 slingers. It just depends on what's in there. Fire elementals aren't that dangerous. One thing about the nodes, though, is you can't cast your magic in there. I mean, you can, but the spells have a chance to fail. All right. I'll talk more about that when we get there. All right. So now we're going to do the marketplace so we could get the farmer's market. How are we on food? Negative on food. That's okay. Because we can do this. I can't actually shift that off. Okay, well. We're about to finish a granary, and that'll help us. We'll just do this for 1 turn. Because I want those slingers to come out. So you're always having to like prioritize certain cities versus other cities in terms of... and we should convert some of this magic. So we, just in case we would find ourselves in a battle unexpectedly, we can cast a spell. You want to have some magic on hand, but like you always have to like pick out what cities do you want to be like running full production with like all their workers as all their population as workers, and which ones you want to do this. Halfling villages tend to be pretty good to just set to farmers because they can give your other city tons of food, but for right now it's actually the slingers I want. So anyway, the granaries help because they increase your pop. I'm going to keep this city on econ for as well. Now, you might think, well, why not go for sawmill? That increases... This description's a little deceptive. It says increases the production of forest squares. It doesn't. It literally just increases all your production by 25%. I don't know why it's written that way. But if you go marketplace into farmer's market, the farmer's market gives you +3 food per turn and 30 population growth. So we go from 50 to 80. It's just too valuable to get that. You really want to get the farmer's market up as quickly as possible. It's just too good of a building. So that's why we're going to head in that direction. All right, so you were just patrolling there. But anyway, that granary finishing does give us enough food that we can at least turn you into. I actually want all 3 cities to get a farmer's market now. Yeah, but now we can go positive on the food. See if there's anything of interest out here. Death Knights, I don't think we're going in there. There's a really nice river valley here. You can see wherever there's like a lot of rivers, if you put a city down like here. See, look at this. Pop 21, 41% production bonus, 20% gold production. That's very nice. Good stuff. So yeah, we're coming along nicely here. Jumping from 1 city to 3 cities is really nice. And yeah, we have a slinger in 8 turns. Can't speed that up. It's interesting how the rounding works sometimes, right? So like if you highlight the city, right? Total production bonus is 25%. Sometimes that can cause some weird jumps because like right here, we're at 8 production per turn, but like we sign 1 more worker, we go to 11. It's just how the rounding works out. So, and you can often, as I said, like you can dial down production because there's no production overflow in this game. Also no research overflow, which is very unfortunate. You have to micro this stuff constantly or else you're losing out on value. All right. And I do want to get an engineer built sometime soon so I can build roads, but I'll leave that alone for the time. Oh, there's another tower. So if you're wondering about the towers are how you can get into the other plane. Because right now we're on Arcanus, but there's also the mirror plane as well. The towers are one way to get access between them. There's also some other routes as well. Life Magic, which is what we have, actually has quite a few ways to flip back and forth. I don't think we're getting through Death Knights anytime soon, so we're not getting that way. But we might be able to use, as I said, some of the spells we can research. Plane Shift lets you shift all friendly units within the target map square. So like you can teleport a settler over there and like found a city on the other plane, which is fun stuff to do. We're not doing any research right now. Like we're literally doing no research because right now we're putting our entire power base just into generating the mana we need to afford our stuff. We could actually, if we want to, start increasing our casting skill, and I think I might do that. So this puts us at -10 mana, but remember, we have alchemy, so we can just convert our gold into more mana. So I can just like pay for this every turn by converting 10 gold into 10 mana every single turn. I think I actually would like to do that. I'd like to start increasing my casting skill. It's pretty important to do that. And I don't really have a need for the gold at the moment. There's like nothing urgent to do with it. So might as well. All right. We just barely left a black spot right there, but I should be able to get it next turn. Anyway, so far nothing on our island, and then this island seems to be pretty big. I'm surprised we haven't run into it. There's probably an AI on this island, if I had to guess. How good is the mithril ore? Fantastic. As I said, we need a halfling city up here to take advantage of the mithril. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to dot map this, because I want to get like a city here, a city here, and a city here. It's probably 3 cities. Maybe right here, but then that kind of rules out a city over here. It could be actually here. 1, 2. But see, then I can't put a city here. I could put it on the chaos node, right? Or no, you can't put cities on the chaos node. How about here? 1, 2, okay. I'm thinking maybe here and then here, because those are valid spots. I'd like to put one here. I like this spot next to that, but then where can I put the mithril city? 1, 2, oh, I could put it up here. Here, but then if I go there... But I think if I put a city here, I don't know if there's any other spot that I can put one. Because if I go here, I can't put a city here. I might have to dot map this off stream. Really sit down and figure out, because I want to get 3 cities up here. I'm just trying to figure out the best spots. Here, and then on the gold tile. We could do here, and actually on the gold tile would be pretty good too. There's like some wastage, but not too bad. Like there's a little wastage up here, but the terrain up here is not that great. Yeah, I think maybe it's on the gold on this tile, and then we can get one more in the northeast corner. That's probably the best way to dot. And then maybe, and then here. That's probably good. This tile, and then this tile. Because we have to use the Mithril. I should have explained what this does. Mithril gives you +1 power, but more importantly, any units built in the city get +1 to attack and defense. So you build slingers in a city with Mithril, they get another +1 to attack. That would make the elite slingers hit for 5 per attack with 8 units hitting on attack. They'd have 60% odds to hit. They'd do 40 attacks. I mean, yeah. I like the strong regular units personally. I don't really use the summons as much, which is one of the reasons why I like life magic. I'm not as big on the summons. Just from the limited amount of time I've played this game. Heroes are fantastic. I love using heroes. It's just, it feels like it's hard to get them to show up sometimes. Because it is random whether they'll show up or not. Alright, anyway. So we have not increased our casting skill just yet. But we continue to float enough gold so we would be able to recruit a hero if they showed up. Because we're over 100, which is all the early heroes cost 100. So we would be able to recruit one. If you do that, can you put another city in the top left corner? 1, 2, 3. Possibly. Maybe. I generally don't like founding just junk cities. Because the map is big enough that you usually don't have to found like junk cities. You can usually just go plant a better city somewhere else. Alright. So, now that those units are in there, let's wake up our elite swords and start moving them back north again. Did we explore this ruin? No, we did not. Oh, we just got something. Oh, 50 mana. Let's go. Nice. Cool. How does water travel builds? Yeah, you build cities that are, it's like civilization. Cities that are on the coast can build ships. So this, my capital would not be able to, but the other 2 cities would be able to train ships. The others cannot. All right, I should check in with my cities. Because I can probably dial down... almost. I can't quite dial this down. But if I can increase production here, I'd be able to dial up production in one of my other cities. Probably the capital. They're also, some of them are getting close to growing. I know the capital is not far off. And yes, flying ships do exist. Yes. There's quite a few things that fly in this game overall. You can also summon flying islands. That's a blue magic spell, sorcery. There's also all Lizardman units can swim by default. They can just walk on the water. Every flying unit can just walk over the water at ease. So like there's a lot of stuff that's like that in this game. I mean, oh, we found somebody. Hello. Oh, it's we could actually kill this if we wanted to, but then we'd be at war with... Oh, well, the thing is, Rajak is going to hate us anyway. We should probably just take this out immediately anyway. Rajak is going to hate us no matter what we do. We should probably just kill this immediately. Unless there's some reason not to. He's going to declare war immediately anyway. See, the thing is, he is all... he's all death magic. And anyone who has death magic hates someone who has light magic. It's also... No, these aren't the Darlocks. These are the Klakons. So I think we just walk in here and take his undefended city, because that'll help set him back. Yeah, this is a Klak. Apparently his race is Klakons, which is also, again, a very weak race in this game. All right, well. Oh, we can actually... We'd never be able to hold this, so we'll just raise it. We lost a point of fame for that. The game does not like it when you raise cities, but it's fine. We already gained that point of fame. So he will declare war. See, we're already at war now, but like there's nothing we can do with him. He already hated us. We can't trade spells. I guess I could have tried to trade for an arcane spell, but he was going to declare war on us anyway. It was justified. He was going to declare war anyway. Yeah, it's funny because I played this game before I played Master of Orion, and I was like, Klakons, I feel like I remember that from somewhere. I didn't realize it was from this game. Anyway, so if we want to do the comparison, he's, of course, ahead of us, but that's to be expected. He's actually not that far ahead of us, considering that this is... I've been playing on Impossible recently. The AI is significantly further ahead on Impossible than they are here. Anyway, yes, I was going to check to see if the slingers I could dial down. Oh, almost. I will probably be able to dial down that production soon. And then we'll send the slingers up here, and we'll do another slingers. And I think when we have 2 slingers, we'll try to take these guys out. Yeah, so he's going to declare war. Again, he is the death magic wizard. We are a life magic wizard. There's really nothing we could have ever done to get along with him. Anyway, we're also finding a lot of ocean over here. Let's see what's in here. Cockatrice. Okay. That's like a middle-ish tier nature unit. Their big thing is they have an instant death attack that can turn you to stone. Alright, and there's no point in casting Heroism until we're about ready to put those slingers in combat, which is going to require 2 of them. So there's not much point in casting it until I have both of them built. We're slowly getting this marketplace done. I mean, I could look to rush by some of this stuff, but I don't quite want to do that just yet. I might later on, though, just to accelerate build paths. Gargoyles. Okay, gargoyles are also, again, we keep seeing gargoyles. Slingers do pretty well against them. We're still not finding anything here. No, I mean, so here's what I could do. I could dispel the enchantment, but then I'd have to cast it again to bring it back, and that's not really a good idea. I'd rather keep it on these guys. It's not really costing me that much. Now, the way that rush buying in this game works is kind of funny. It's if there's so let me put it this way: if there's nothing in the box, like if you have no production, it's 4 times production cost if there's nothing in there. If there is less than, I think, half the production cost, but still something in there, it's 3 times the missing production. If you have over half of the cost, it's 2 times production. But what you can actually do is you can like immediately rush by a spear for 40 gold, and then you can rush by a sword, which you already have half the production box full. So then it only costs 20 gold to get the remaining. And then you can go up to the engineer because you already have half the box full, and you can double rush that. So you can mess around with the cost on there. And by the way, you could do that in the original Civilization as well. So you can kind of fiddle with what you're building and adjust the production cost. All right, so now we're 1 turn away from the slinger, so we can dial down the, remember, no production overflow in this game, so we can get a little bit of extra production done, at least this turn in the market. And right, when the unit gets to 120 XP naturally, which is the normal elite status, then it dispels, the enchantment goes away. So it is nice in that regard. All right, Revenge grew a pop point. That's good. Like, so like if we did this, the market would only take 5 more turns, which is great, but we can't afford that in food cost, because not if I want to build a slinger quickly, which I do. Yeah, we're not growing very fast here. Oh, you know the reason why we're not growing very fast? This only has max population 8. There's a lot of tundra tiles here. Tundra is a very bad tile. It's all tundra and hills, so this is not going to be a high population city. See, look, now we're -5 food, which is kind of ugly. So we're going to need to dial down the spending here. I might rush by this market because I think we're at like the halfway point now. We're still in negative terms. Did we hit the halfway point? No. I think we need 1 more turn to hit the halfway point for this market. Oh, wait, actually, no. Well, no, because when we get to, what is it, when we get to 50 production, it's, we'll try it. I might rush that next turn, because I am making a lot of gold, which is nice. All right, let's get this halfling, or this slinger going. Yeah, the 2 attack, not that great, but we can take that up to 4 attack, which is, and then the doubled health is really nice. All right, so let's send you up there. Oh, there's a nature node here. Warbear, oh man, warbears are easy to kill. Well, we're not fun. This this guy I sent out here is certainly not finding much. But it looks like there's another island over here to the west that, well, there's not much of interest on this island. I was gonna say it looks kind of nice. Actually looks pretty mediocre, but all territory's worth. This game is not like Civ 5 or Civ 7 where you get penalized on a per city basis. This game's like, no, grow as big as you want. The bigger the better. I can build after I get these slingers out, I think I'll have this city build the thing that lets you do a terreme, right? Isn't there something that, isn't it what, the sawmill or shipwrights guild? I think I'll do this, and then I'll get a terreme out. I only need 1 terreme, and then I can settle this island. Well, maybe I'll probably settle up here first. Anyway. I probably should settle the north of the island first, then we can get out a terreme for over here. Yeah, we're actually flying between the two continents. I know, right? We have no shortage of money right now. All right. I'll go ahead and finish the market. I have a lot of money to spare. Use it to speed up our growth curve a little bit. And then we still have it. We have extra food. Can we tick this up for a turn? Nope, because it costs 3 food. Halflings cost 3 food, so that would put us in negative food. Someday we'll find something out there. Someday we will know. There's another nature node over here. That's the first thing of interest we've seen over here. All right. So that gets us a little bit more money. And now we can do the farmer's market, which is what we really care about. Plus 3 food and plus 30 people per turn. So we should be able to get that. A lot of land over here. All right. Giant. Okay, good. Giant spiders are pretty low. We should be able to take that out. One thing is slingers are not good against giant spiders because they can web you. How much extra food do we have right now? 2. Probably also look to buy this farmer's market. We also have to remember we have to keep converting some of this into gold. Or some of the gold into mana. But we have enough. Hopefully a hero will show up soonish. As soon as the farmer's market is done, I'd like to get... I really want to build some engineers as well. But I want to get that farmer's market done because I want to start building roads. Both to connect down to these cities here. I want to connect this. I also want to start roading up here. It just takes forever to move without roads if you're just moving 1 per turn. Anyway, note that we're making 25 gold per turn. That's pretty good for this stage of the game. Now that's, again, only because Just Cause lets us run this. If we didn't have Just Cause, we'd have to run this, and we're making 14 gold. Like, that's a huge difference. Just Cause is really, really good. And, of course, the Fame also gives us a little bit of extra. Like, we normally would have to pay... How many units do we have? 1... So these cost 1, 2... The Slingers cost, what, 1 gold per turn as well? Oh, they cost 2 gold. So we'd have to pay 2 gold for the Slingers, and then we'd have to pay 1 gold each for these guys. So we would pay an additional 4 gold per turn. So Just Cause is like the difference between us making 10 gold per turn and making 25 gold per turn. So it's literally increased our income by 1.5 times over. 10 gold per turn versus 25 gold per turn. Just Cause is really, really good. I don't think halflings can actually build engineers. I believe I have to build them with these guys because I don't think they can train engineers. Am I wrong about that? Can these guys do engineers? I don't think they can build engineers from what I remember. They're one of the races I think that can't build roads. Maybe they can. I don't know. I don't think they can though from what I remember. Would one of these... Alright, so it's it would definitely unlock on one of the basic buildings. No, they can't. They can't build these. This is hilarious. They literally can't build roads, which is, again, hilarious. But yeah, they can't build roads. That's another thing. So, like, some races cannot do very basic things in this game. Like, very basic things. Like, build roads. War bears. Okay. Someday. We've actually crossed the world wrap now. This poor magic spirit. Also, when is a hero going to show up? I want my hero to show up, man. It's 6 more turns. It's like the farmer's market we can't afford right now. We need to stay over 100 gold, so if a hero shows up, we can recruit them. I keep waiting for a hero to show up. I guess we finally reached the end of this continent. Alright. It's like we could almost buy this farmer's market, but no. Okay. Marketplace is making good progress here. And, I mean, the big thing is I've kind of slowed down my economy to get slingers out, but I will not be able to take over these nodes without their help. So. I do need a hero. What turn is it, by the way? Okay, we're early 1403. Sooner or later, one will show up, I swear. Alright, we got another pop point here. That's nice. So, like, now we're up to 7 production here. I do, as much as the icons are really cute, I do wish sometimes the game would just tell you what the numbers are. It's a little annoying sometimes. All right. Doombat. It's a reasonably strong chaos unit. There are stronger ones. Oh, we finally found something. The voyage of discovery is over. All right, and yeah, I think I do want to buy that farmer's market when I can. All right. How close are we on this slinger? Almost there. And then we have to walk all the way north. That's when I'll cast my heroism skills. By the way, if you're wondering what I've been doing, again, I've been increasing my casting skill very slowly at this point, but I do want to increase that. Oh, hello, we met somebody. Oh, we met an outpost. For whatever reason, I don't understand why, you can destroy outposts and not take a diplomatic penalty. I don't know why. When you settle a new settlement, it actually doesn't start as a city. It starts as an outpost and has to upgrade. It usually takes like about 5 turns to turn into an actual town. But you can disperse these. There's no diplomatic penalty. I don't know why. Oh, we found Freya. Ah, she has some white magic, so we probably can change. Now, she starts with Relax with us. If you have life spellbooks, people are more likely to like you. Since she also has white spellbooks, we can probably be on good side. We can probably trade for something here, too. Oh, okay. Well then, goodbye. Now, you would think she would hate me for that, but no, actually, she doesn't. Ghouls, undead. She actually does not. All right. Now, one thing that I wish the game would tell you what's in here. I'm just going to go ahead and check what's in here. I'll send one guy in. So you can retreat from combat. You have 50% odds to retreat. Okay, there's 2 fire elementals and a hellhound. Not nothing. They do get extra stats as a result of being at a fire node. Hellhounds in particular are quite strong when they get juiced up with this. And then the fire... Now, the fire elementals look really nasty, but remember, they only have... one figure, so it's not quite as bad as it seems. These guys also only have 2 movement. So we're going to flee. It's 50% odds to survive. Okay. As I said, I just wanted to see what was in there. I wish that the game gave you a way to do that. It does not. Of course, you can take like a spearman and send them in there as a suicide unit. But like, I just wish the game would tell you. So now I know what I need. In order to clear this, what I need is these 2 slingers. And I want to cast heroism on them. And then if I also cast... where's my other unit enchantment? Endurance. Gives them an extra movement point. I can actually run around and kite the enemies with these. Like those fire elementals only have 1 movement point. They can actually never catch up to the... I can just outrun them endlessly with 2 movement points. So with endurance plus heroism, 2 slingers can clear that without much trouble. So as I said, I just wish that the game would tell you like what's actually in there. So yeah, you can actually cheese the game in a lot of ways with various spell combos. Heroism plus endurance is kind of a well-known. Just get something that's ranged and you can start cheesing the AI. Okay. See, I'm delighted by contact. Let's work for a mutually beneficial relationship. I just wish that there was a way to see what was inside the nodes. I just wish it would tell you, and unfortunately it really doesn't. Warbears have 2 movement points, so you can't pull that cheese game with them. You actually have to fight them. Oh, we got something in here. Oh, enchant item. Nice. If we get a hero, we can make an item for them. Cool. That's great. All right, now it looks like over here Freya's already connected a node. Phantom Beast, stronger than the Phantom Warriors. Well, we'll start scouting her out. All right. Now, I might be able to clear this. If there's not many Warbears, I think I might cast Heroism on this guy right now and see if we can clear this node. Because we're close to... Yeah, we'll get this Slinger in 2. Unfortunately, I can't speed this up any further. And that growth is going to come too late to help out there. Anyway, how much would it cost to do the farmer's market? Okay, I think we can do this. So right now, this is 100 production. Let's go to the settlers. 50 gold. So that gets us to, we're over halfway, right? Yeah. And then we go to the farmer's market. 80 gold. Okay. And now we can do all food for this turn. We are not quite over 100 gold, so we'll do the rear. We'll go back and we can just reverse this next turn. I just want to make sure, again, I'm over 100 gold so I can recruit. We can do this, but it doesn't speed up the marketplace any faster. Okay. All right, now we will grow faster. We also have +3 food. All right, so what do I want to do next? A lot of good options here. So Salma would increase our production, which would be nice. We could also try to start settling the north up there, which would, I think we're going to do the settler. And we'll have the big bread icon. I don't know how many of these I can support right now. We'll try this. I don't know if I have enough food for this, though. Let's convert magic back, or power to, no, other way around. Gold to power. There we go. Still have over 100 gold, so we can still hire a hero. One of them would show up. Okay, now we have more mana. Oh, and we found one of her cities. Okay, this is an actual town. I don't want to... Again, I don't actually... By the way, the AI does not like it when you put units next to their towns. So I will incur a minor diplomatic penalty for that, but there was no way to avoid that. Not when I was moving in the blackness. All right. Boy, this... Oh, this island here connects to... This is a huge island here. Very large continent. Let's finish cleaning up. Oh, we found another... Is that his capital? That's his... Okay, we found his capital. He has wow, he's already summoned wraiths. Okay. Well, if he attacks this magic spirit, that magic spirit is very, very dead. But at least now we know where his capital's located. It doesn't look like he's managed to expand yet. All right. Oh, that's right. I wanted to start casting heroism, didn't I? Okay. Ah, we're -1 food. Okay, but this turn we should be 1 off finishing the slinger, so there we go. So that'll cover us, and then we can't speed that up there. Okay, 6 turns. We'll build the settler. So I'm going to do human settler here, and then... Oh, no, on the gold tile. We're going to do human settler here on the gold tile, and then we need halfling settler here. Hopefully we can take out those war bears. In terms of skill, we've gone all the way from casting skill 20 to 23. Again, we need to get more mana incoming. All right, here comes another. All right. You should probably do the settler. And I don't think we can afford the extra. Oh, we can actually. We did have enough food for that, but we won't be able to dial it down any further. You are 1 turn away, though. Ah, I thought I could dial that down a turn. I wasn't able to. Okay. For some reason, he didn't attack and wipe out my unit. I don't know why, but he didn't. Zombies. Maybe someday we'll get up here, but not right now. Got a long way to go from up here. All right. So, of course, in addition to building more cities, other options we could do is we could try to do the sawmill to give us 25% more production. That might not be the worst idea either. I'm wondering if that actually should come before a settler. The Miners Guild gives you 50% more production, but that's, 300 production. And then libraries allow you to research. And then the shrine here reduces unrest by 1 and gives you +1. It says mana, but it's really magic power. It gives you +1 to this. So that's a nice building as well. Maybe I will do the sawmill first. I would like to get that bonus production. Anyway, I can always change my mind. And I want to get roads too. I know, right? There's so many things I want to do. That's always the case. We can keep cash rushing stuff though, so that'll help. We can keep spending. I mean, we have really good gold income, and that helps a lot. And we just got more gold income. All right, farmer's market. All right, heroism spell. All right. Now, if there's not a lot of warbears in here, then we already have enough to take this. I just don't know if there's like a lot in here or not. Again, I just wish the game would tell you. I know that one of the community mods that people have done changes the text, so it'll say like there are many warbears in, because like the difference between one warbear and like 6 warbears is just enormous, and the game just doesn't tell you. Well, let's go see what's in here. Okay, and like there's one warbear here, so like we can easily beat this. Anyway, so yep, we just took out half its health with one shot, and bye. Slingers are good. Okay, that wasn't a particularly strong spot, but we still got 50 gold, so you know, can continue to pay for this negative, our negative mana. Now, of course, we have a higher mana upkeep because we have to pay for that. All right. Well, anyway, as I said, I think that I can take this once I get this other slinger up here. I'll put endurance on both of them, and then they can just run around. They can kill the what's it called? They'll have to kill the Hellhound first. But then they can just kite the fire elementals until the battle time's out. That should be able to work. Anyway, yeah, road building is kind of slow in this game too. So it's not like building one engineer. Well, I really need to get like a stack of 3 of them, and then it'll still take a while. But we'll work in that direction. Yeah, I can afford it. Now I'm 30 gold per turn. That's a lot of money for this stage of the game. Yeah, we'll get these settlers up. Double settle the 2 spots I wanted, because we're in the process of pacifying the countryside. And then this is gargoyles. Yeah, we can beat gargoyles. We probably need a 3rd slinger for that though, because unfortunately they also move. They also have 2 movement points, so we can't cheese them as easily. Oh, cool. Starfires. That's the spell I skipped earlier. It's not a very strong spell, but you know, they all help. All right, why don't you explore this corner? And let's head over to that spot. Oh, you know what I could do? I need to cast, remember, I need to cast, what's it called? This thing that moves them up. Endurance. I might as well cast that on this unit right now. Again, it's going to cost me more mana. Our power base is 10, and I currently pay 13 mana in upkeep costs. It's kind of silly, but that's why we have alchemy, right? Is we can keep converting. That's why we have alchemy. When is it? By the way, when is a hero going to show up? Yeah, now we have 2 movement points. Nice. But at least Rajak, who's... Oh, wow, wait, whoa. He just planted something up here? What the... Okay, well, we'll go grab that. We should be able to clear that next turn, because he's probably not defending it. I don't know why he has nothing up there. Alchemy. I like alchemy. I think this is a very, very good ability. All right, I do want to check one thing. What is the damage? Let me put the damage. The damage calculator is really handy, by the way. What does it look like if I have, let's see, I have elite magic slingers. What is it going up against, where's chaos? If we have hellhounds and they have the node, when do I increase? How do I show this? So they would take 13 damage from this. How do I, let's see. So they're 4 figures, 3 attack, 2 defense. We'll just do custom. All right, so they would be 5 attack. They'd be 4 defense. Here. Okay, it says they still take on average 10 damage a shot, so they will die pretty quickly. Even with the 4 defense against elite slingers. Okay, so they will still die pretty fast. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not crazy. And then a fire elemental. What is fire elemental? This is chaos fire elemental. Okay, they are 12 for 10. So they would be 14 and then 6 defense, but only 1 figure. Yeah, they would take on average 7. They would take on average 7 damage a shot. So they are, yeah, okay, yeah. We should be able to take that over without too much trouble if the numbers are correct here. I still try to check this just so if you play enough of the game, I think you'll just have like an innate sense for this, but I haven't quite played enough of the game yet to be at a point where I'm like, oh yeah, I can win this battle. It's helpful for me to run the numbers on the damage calculator. Oh, I moved in the wrong direction again. I want to clear that camp. But that means I should start casting, I should cast Endurance like right now on these slingers. Because we'll just start Heroism, because we can actually attack there very quickly. Alright, I need to disperse this. Revenge is... Alright, before we forget. Is this empty? It is empty. So we have now dispersed both of his outposts. So Rajak is still on one city. Again, the value of these early flying Guardian Spirits is pretty nice. Now this game's going really well. I couldn't have necessarily predicted that. Oh, Phantom Beasts. Okay, Phantom Beasts are pretty easy to get through. That might be a way to get onto Mirror. If we don't just use white magic to do it for us. But like this game's going quite well. You can't predict that it's... I mean, it's not on Impossible. It is only on... Okay, 20 gold, whatever. And I need to start casting Heroism. But yeah. It's definitely going pretty well. Also, when am I going to get... Oh, we actually have an unhappy person here. Okay, okay. So what we need to do is we actually need to change this to a shrine now. So we don't have an unhappy person. So at size 7, I got the unhappy face. I got to remember that at size 7, I'll get the unhappy face. Okay. That's fine. We'll do this. We got to do the shrine then. And that keeps us, I think, we get the next one, I think, at pop 9. I think we get the next unhappy face. All right. We're just kind of econing along here in the background. I'll probably buy this farmer's market when I can, when it's not 200 gold or whatever. Sacred Vale is this town, right? No, it's the other one. 4 turns. Oh, cool. We're actually on an even number here. It's always nice when you're on a 10, so you're not wasting production. Alright. And the swords are not going in because they don't have enough movement points to kite. Just the slingers. We need this one to... Heroism should finish next turn. Alright, so we took out another Rajak outpost, the poor guy. If he wasn't such an evil wizard, I'd feel sorry for him. I do not feel especially sorry for him. Alright, well, let's see if we can go find another island then. Alright, so this is the magic node that Freya's taken over. How close are we to finishing this? Okay, 3 turns. I could buy... No, that's not worthwhile. We'll get it soon enough. Better to spend this on something like this that I... As soon as we get to the halfway point... How much gold do we get? Yeah, I need a little bit more money than that. Oh, we actually have extra food now. Ah, didn't hit that rounding interval, did we? Alright, well, it is what it is. But yeah, there's a room for like a lot of microing of individual cities. Alright. Every single one of these units has heroism. Alright, now we have even more expensive, so hopefully we can take this. Then I will need to summon a magic spirit to go capture that. So we're on Freya's continent right now. Oh, there's land over here too. Alright, let's hope that this works and that I've done the numbers correctly, that these guys can take this out. So we have to do the Hellhound first. Let's move behind this rock formation so the Hellhound will have a little bit more trouble reaching us. Alright, we're close enough that we can... Okay, yep, so that's a thing. I want to let them get close but not actually be able to reach me. By the way, the battles time out after 50 rounds, if you're curious. Alright, so this thing can't reach me because it only has 1 movement point. Boom. Boom. Okay. Elite slingers. Somewhat good. Elite slingers with alchemy are somewhat good. I guess I didn't even need the pathfinding for that. Okay. So that just happened. All right, now we have more money to play around with. So yeah. This shrine is so close to being done. I'm going to leave that alone. All right. Well, we think we can build this farmer's market. All right. Let's... Yeah. Okay. So that just happened. All right. Library and then farmer's market. And then we can do all... Because it finishes this turn no matter what, we can do all farmers here. And then that'll let us finish this in one turn as well, hopefully. Yes. Can just finish that in one turn as well. Excellent. Okay. Now, we need to get a new magic spirit. And then the magic spirit will go meld with this node. And then we're going to go capture this one as well. So I'm actually going to do 2 magic spirits back to back. And that's finally going to solve my crippling mana issues. You might as well start moving in that direction. Cool. So that went great. Absolutely great. So the shrine does give us +1 magic power. Remember, we had 10 before. Now we have 11. All right. So we needed to do that to keep this from being unhappy. By the way, we can actually get up to 16. We can do 18 production per turn if we go all out here. But we can't do quite that much. All right. I was going to do... Let's get the settler, and then I'll do some engineers. 4 turns. Let's do this. Let's do it on 5 turns. We can do 5 turns here. So it costs 60. What is it? 60. We're really. I'd like to get to 15. Okay, we can do 15 production for 4 turns. Farmer's market is great. The extra food, really nice. All right. So next up, we'll do the sawmill. Although we need to assign. Let's do that. Okay, so you to here. Shadow demons, no. Oh, we just found something. Neutral city. With all the barbarians with a lot of swords. Alright. I am in the process of still summoning this, right? Magic spirit, yeah. So now our casting skill's up to 25. We've slowly been increasing it. I have to continue tossing gold in because we continue to lose this money. Also, where's my first hero? Oh, my hero will not show up, will it? Okay, what are we on food? Okay, I guess we're balanced on food at the moment. That sawmill's kind of slow, but we'll get the settler out quickly. As I said, this is going to the gold spot. So this is now pacified, but we need to send a magic spirit here, and it will give us... It gives us between 5 and 10 magic power. It's a random dice roll. So we have 11. We'll get somewhere between 5 and 10. Hopefully we'll get closer to 10. It'd be nice to go up to like 20 something. Obviously I could stop bleeding out so much mana if I wanted to just spend my magic income on mana, but I'd rather spend it increasing my skill. I hate having low casting skill in this game. It's so annoying. It takes forever to cast spells. All right, so magic spirit, 1, 2. And then we'll go into that node next turn. I think we should... This one just supposedly just has Phantom Warrior, so I'm just going to cast... Well, I'll save it while I'm here, but I'm going to cast another magic spirit, because that magic spirit will go... 1 magic spirit for the Chaos node, and then another magic spirit for the Phantom War. Yeah, for the what's it called? The What is this? Sorcery node. Yes, thank you. Had some trouble with that. All right. Still exploring. We debugged a good defogged warbears. Okay, defogged a good portion of the map at this point. Also, where's my hero? Still have not gotten a hero to show up. It's wild that I don't have a hero yet. Okay, this settler, apparently we were like 1 off of finishing this settler. I actually guess we are not quite that off. All right, so we can get a little extra production for a turn. So we will. Or apparently not. There we go. But like I've very faithfully held 100 gold in the bank like every single turn without having this. Anyway, all right, we got a settler out. That's going to the mithril site. Now that we're done with that, how about you go on to econ mode? Let's get you your farmer's market as well. That's going to take a while, but we'll work on it. Aren't there events? There are events in this game, yes. Things like certain monosources get extra income, or all monosources like pop out of existence. All right, Phantom Warriors. Okay. So you guys, the swords, I don't really need you here. So once again, so Phantom Warriors, if you look at these guys, they have what? They have a decent number of figures. Do they have 6? I think they have 6 figures. They have relatively low attack. They have no armor whatsoever. They gain 2 armor because we're in a sorcery node where they get bonus stats. The big thing they have is this, illusion. They completely ignore the defender's armor. So they're very good against something tanky. They are also easy to summon if you're blue sorcery magic. They're great disposable troops. You just create them. They do a decent chunk of damage because they ignore armor, and then they just die instantly. Problem for them is the slingers are a bad matchup for them. We can get right up next to them because we have 2 movement, and they're never going to be able to catch us. You do lose some accuracy at distance. You have full accuracy at 1 or 2 tiles distance. It's minus 10%, I think, at 3 to 5 tiles, and then minus 20% at 6 tiles or more. We can always fight at 1 tile distance. Like, look, we're 2 tiles away. These guys are never going to hit us. So again, remember, we have 4 attack times 8 figures with 60% to hit. I mean, pretty much bye-bye. So this is an easy matchup for us because these things don't have... Okay, bye. The swords I brought along, because I guess they get a little XP for that. Oh, if you're curious, it's every enemy unit you defeat in battle gives you 2 XP. For any troops there. In addition to the 1 XP you always get every turn. Yeah, they're just easy. So that was, what, 6 of them? So that was 12 XP for everybody there. Okay, we didn't get much in the way of rewards, but all that really matters is now we have another node to take over. Alright, now the gargoyles one, let me see. I'm going to check the gargoyles one to see. I mean, these slingers have just been running over everything, but I still want to make sure that we can deal with gargoyles. I don't want my units to walk in there and just die for no reason. Alright, gargoyles. Okay, so here's the thing. These guys have 8 defense. These guys have high defense. That's going to be 10 defense. It's going to be 10 defense in a chaos node. Let me just see. So they would have 6 attack. Defense 10. They would take on average about 3 damage per shot. Yeah, that's a lot less. Now, how fast do they move? Are they 1 movement or 2? I can't remember. Does it show their movement on here? I know they have flying, but do they move 1 or 2? I don't know if anyone in chat knows if they move one tile or 2 tiles per turn. Doesn't seem like it says on here in the damage calculator. Anyway, we'll go back to the normal screen then. I'll just look them up real quick. See if they move 1 tile or 2 tiles per turn. Because if they only move 1 tile per turn, I can just kite them endlessly. Alright, chaos, gargoyles. Gargoyles. They have 2 movement. Okay. So I can't easily kite them. Are the halflings bug fixed? A luck bonus that was horribly overpowered. I don't remember hearing that the luck thing was bugged. I know there's a lot of bugs in this game. I don't recall the halfling luck as being bugged, for what it's worth. So I don't think so, but someone else could certainly correct me. Now, did I check this? I did, right? Yeah, warbears. Okay. I might as well fill in this territory while I'm here, just to fill in my map. All right, so again, we're losing 18 mana per turn, but we're about to meld with 1 node. Again, if there's like 2 gargoyles, we can kill these guys. If it's a whole bunch of gargoyles, we can't. I will peek inside and see, just to check. That's what I said that before, but like I hate that the game will not tell you until you actually go inside. I know you can send a unit in to like commit suicide. Or get the 50%. Or I wish that retreating was like, so in Endless Space, if you retreat from a battle, the units use like, they lose 50% of their health. So like if you retreat twice, you always die. In this game, it's 50% odds nothing happens and you just get away. 50% odds the unit dies. That's a bad dice roll. It's one of the mechanics that's not so great in this game. All right, anyway, so we're going to select the meld command. We have 11 power right now. We'll get some more here. Looks like we got the... Okay, minimum result. You roll 5 to 10. We rolled a 5. Okay, minimal result. But we still did increase from 11 power to 16. Would have liked to have not gotten the lowest result, but it's fine. We have another node up there that we're going to meld with. I'm sure we'll do better on the next one. The giant spiders... These guys aren't great against giant spiders, but we should go check it out and see. All right, we are very slowly walking this settler up to the north. Anyway, I got to convert more. Also, when am I going to get a hero? Like, when am I going to get a hero in this game? I don't like save scumming. I want to know what's in there. Like, it's not like I want to go in there and fight the battle and then like if it goes poorly retreat. I just want to know what's in there. Because again, if it's 2 giant spiders, it's easy. If it's 7 of them, then it's like a whole different story. All right, anyway, so we're going to get this settler out. This will knock Revenge down a pop point, but I'll have Revenge build some spears. And then Revenge can build some... it should be able to one-turn spears, so we can get double spears for both of these. And then we'll start building... we'll build, like, I think 3 engineers so we can build a road and connect up here. The swords can deal with the spiders. They probably can. Oh, okay. Double all power gain from green nodes and having all those. Well, this is great. We have no green nodes. We're going to have 1 red and 1 blue and no green. So this is fantastic. So we just went from 16 power back down to 13 again. Cool. Oh, you know what we could do? It's taking so long to get up there. I didn't mean to go to this menu. Let's just pathfind our way. I forgot. Endurance. Just endurance our settlers up there. That way they won't take forever. I kind of forgot I could do this. And the enchantment will end... like, it'll end as soon as the outpost gets founded anyway. All right, so the human one is going up there. I kind of forgot I could do that. So, yeah. Might as well get them moving faster. All right. I mean, it's not like I'm hurting on magic. All right, well, let's see. Giant spiders. That's a lot of giant spiders, man. Okay. I don't know. Well, well, we will be able to. We could heal twice. That's a lot of giant spiders. It's probably just save our mana for healing. Honestly, need to break out. All units are immobilized. Alright, well, we finally get a chance to act. Alright, swords, earn your keep. Let's start killing these things. I think I might want to save my heals for the slingers, who are the more valuable units. Although then again... Eh. We can take these guys out. Alright, well that one's just about dead. That one will die on its own. Oh, we actually get a chance to attack? Okay. They are really going after that slinger. Good news is the slinger is kind of not dying. Why are these guys so strong? Maybe their lucky is kicking in. I don't know. We apparently still can't do anything with these guys. Well, elite units are pretty strong. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Now, the warbears I'm a little more concerned about. I don't actually care that much about the sword. I'm just wondering if I want to heal these guys or not. Let's move you back. That'll clear up room for these guys. These guys can hit the warbears. Oh, okay. Took a lot of damage, but their warbear's almost dead. I'll just wait. You can take out something. I think I'm most concerned about the Warbers because they have 7 attack. Alright, now we use burn our other heal. Boom. Nice. Oh, we got a weapon. Okay. Oh, whoa! That's a good staff. Holy cow, that's a really good staff. Now, if only we had a hero that could actually use this. The Doom is nice. +3. This is great. Now, if only we have a... If we only can get a hero that can freaking use this. That's a very nice magic hero. We just need a hero that can cast stuff. Okay, cool. Nice. And we didn't lose anybody either. So that was a pretty tough battle. I'm really... So again, the fact that I've been dumping all this into increasing my casting skill, I couldn't have done that without the double heals. So like the extra heal was really good there. Okay. Now these guys are going to have to heal up for a little bit. But yeah. Also, these swords are actually not that far off from just being elite, and then we'll get out from under this penalty. But we definitely can't fight someone until after they're healed up again. Again, I can deal with if it's like 1 gargoyle, I can deal with it. If it's 6 gargoyles, I can't. All right. Why don't you clear out this area up here? This guy can clear this way. I don't think there's anything here, but we might as well clear this out while we're at it. The conjunction. Heroes, where are you? I would really like a hero, please. And we'll cast Endurance on this other settler to get it up there faster. I believe it doesn't get the movement on this turn. Maybe it does. Okay. So this one needs to go to that tile right there. Okay, it said it had 2 moves. It still didn't move 2 tiles. Oh, well. Still didn't move 2 tiles, though. All right, well, we'll at least get this node next turn. By the way, if you're curious about how units heal in this game, the default is they heal for 5% of their max health each round. It doesn't matter if they're moving. Like, putting them on patrol mode does not change. So this guy needs to heal. This guy's at, like, half health, so it's going to take about 8 turns to heal back up. They heal faster in a city that you control, but that's about it. There's also some units that have the healer property that will heal them faster. Needless to say, I don't have any of those right now. Also, yeah, like, seriously, when am I ever going to get a hero that has, like, a hero? I've made sure to be over 100 gold literally the entire time, and I still can't get one. All right, now my settlers will both move 2 per turn. Gotta remember that this one's a half. Okay, at least it does identify which one's a halfling and which one's not. Oh, I don't need another settler. That's right. Well, I do, but we're going to do engineers next. Engineers. All right, I can do 2 turns. Okay, cool. 2 turns. Now I'll have to support these engineers as well, but I'll build a road. I'll do the road connection down here first. We can do that with like 4 road segments, and then we'll build up to these new ones. And as we said, we want another city up here, right? I think on this, was it on, oh yeah, on this tile here. There won't be room for one in the northwest corner, but that's okay. As it said, we'll need to do 1 more settler. And then I'll have to look about going overseas. I think the logical place to go would just be to start pushing this way. Or at least Rajak. Rajak is like pathetic right now. We're actually doing really well relative to the other AIs. There's a big difference between impossible and hard difficulty. All right, this is the halfling one. All right, let's see what we get here. We're at 13 right now. Did we roll the minimum result again? Oh my god. We rolled a, so the nodes give you 5 to 10. We rolled a 5 and then we rolled another 5. That is literally the worst possible result twice in a row. That's a 1 in 36. So you have a 1 in 6 odd. You can get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. We rolled we basically had a D6. We rolled a 1 and then we rolled another 1. It's 100 gold for the early heroes. I could actually pull up the hero chart if anyone's curious. The early heroes are all 100 gold. But I've been over 100. Again, it's every turn it's 3% odds for them to show up, and I've just not been hitting them. The game's going fine, but like that's a unfortunate bit of RNG because like we could have gotten we could if we rolled 6 and then 6, we would have gotten 20 from that. Instead we got a total of 10. Could have gotten double the result. Anyway. And then this conjunction is stopping us as well. We really should be at 21 power base right now. We're at 15 because of the stupid conjunction that's going on. Anyway. Well, that's fine. We'll get more sources of power as the game goes on. Oh, there's something. Is that the North Pole? That might be the North Pole up there, though. Anyway, at least these AIs are not looking very strong so far. There is a retort that gives you additional power from the temples, but I do not have that. So I do not get additional from the temples. Well, that's a good point. There is a retort that does that, but I don't have one that does that. All right. So Revenge grew a size. Oh, another tower. Nope. Doombat. Well, there's something. I think that was a neutral city up there. Yep. Clackons. Apparently there's a heavy Clackon setup here. Clackons are not good in this game. I keep saying that, but they don't get along with the other races. All right. Let's start by building a road down here. This is the halfling settler, right? Well, it's going one tile north regardless. All right. You're going to the gold tile. Unfortunately, there's no way to go any faster here. So, for this settler right here, I'm going to adjust the map here. There's no way to go any faster, so the enchantment no longer does anything. So I'll remove that. Save the mana cost. It's not going to do anything at this point. All right, you guys are just chilling. Oh, we're negative food. Need to fix that somewhere. That should do it. 3 turns for these. So these guys cost how much? They're 40. Yeah, this is like minimal waste here. We're not really wasting anything. We're also going to get some food back as soon as these outposts land. And then we do want to get that last city relatively soon. So how do you heal outside of battle? Good question. I tried to answer this a second ago, but might have missed it. Your units naturally heal for 5% of their max HP every turn. Okay, we got a little extra food there. That means we can do a little extra production here. I kind of wanted to show it because like we are healing. It's slow, but we are. Because before we only had 3 figures. Now we have 4. Remember the max is 6. All right, so you are just going to that tile. All right, now we wanted to go to this tile up here, right? Yeah. Because we need to get the mithril. All right, 1, 2. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way I can go that's going to move any faster. So I'm just going to, once again, it's dismiss the endurance. There's no point in having it anymore because we can't move more than 1 tile per turn regardless. All right, build. We'll take 4 turns to complete the construction of this road. My guardian spirit's very devotedly clearing. Rajak still has not found another city. I mean, he founded 2 outposts, but I burned them both down. So, yeah. Kind of screwed him over. There should be 1 more AI on this map, though. And then there should be 1 on the other plane. Is usually the way it works. Anyway, we've got 2 settlers out. Yeah, I think I'll try to get 4. I often do 3 engineers because they can build almost anything in 2 turns. I might do 4. Maybe 2 groups of 2. Like 2 to road down to the south and 2 to road north. I definitely have a need for roads. And you're working on your farmer's market very slowly. And you're doing the sawmill. Although this probably needs to become, as much as I'd like the sawmill, I think it has to become a shrine. Because this is getting close to pop 7, and it's going to become unhappy at pop 7. Remember? I don't want the unhappy face. So, they have the same production cost. All right, we found something over here. Just to be sure, this is the halfling. This is the halfling settler, right? All right. I was afraid for a second I had gotten them mixed up. Thankfully, I did not. All right, you guys can just hang out there for the time being. And also, where is a freaking hero? How can I have not found one yet? This is weird. I don't have any heroes yet. So we're going to save our gold right now. And then, I needed to build... I also need to build spears for up there. That's right. Okay. Well, we'll get. Let's get a. I'll do a 3-pack of it. I changed my mind again. I'll do a 3-pack of engineers, and then I'll build spears for those cities. I can do 1-turn spears. I'll do 1 more engineer. All right. We can actually get a name for this one. So, this is our human city at the Gold Tile. Oh, wait a minute. Dover. I was actually in Dover, Delaware about last month. I wrote it up on the website. I had some time from my work, like leave time, that was either use the leave or you just lose it. So I used it, and I went to some of the local state capitals I'd never been to. I went to Dover, I went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Dover, Delaware, not the most exciting place, but it was neat. I'd never been to Dover before. I got a chance to walk around there. Why would it be Tokyo? I don't understand the cell shovels or Tokyo. I don't quite get it. Oh, after Godzilla next door. Gotcha. Okay. I getcha. Because we have the Great Worm next door. I see. Okay. So this is actually nice because we removed the maintenance cost that we were paying on the settlers. Like, they do have an upkeep cost. I think it's gold. Is it 1 gold or 2? It's 2 gold and 1 food. So like, it does clear that when we found the outpost. Okay, so the way outposts work is they start out with 3 out of 10 on the little houses here. When it fills up to 10, it turns into a full settlement. It is possible to get negative growth. If you get super unlucky, you could go down 3 and then the outpost ceases to exist. In a place that has this much food, and it's a percentage chance based on how much food there is in the vicinity. This city is max pop 17, so there should be plenty of food here. And like, this one's 13. But like, if you try to cram a city in the middle of the desert, like, this is max pop 5. There actually is a chance that this could like not convert into a town if you're in like a very low food portion of the map. Again, it's rare, but I've seen it happen, which is annoying. I kind of don't like that mechanic. Seems like a little more RNG than you really need in a game like this. But anyway, well, someday we might have a what's it called? A hero show up. So I'm going to save gold for right now, because one of the best things you can do with a new city is rush by the builder's hall and then the granary. That gets it off to a fast start, so that often works well. And all right, 3-turn engineer. Now we have a slight food surplus, so we can speed up this by a turn, presumably. All right. Yep. Can always cast Summon Hero. I know, I just don't have the spell yet. Let's see if she has anything she's willing to trade. Nope. Okay. You notice that relations have dropped from relaxed down to neutral. One of the biggest flaws with this game is it's almost impossible to be friendly with any of the AIs. It's just, there are many, many mechanics that are biased against you ever becoming friendly with them. They really hate it if you have any cities on the same continent as them. They also will dislike you just for founding cities. Okay, good. That's great. That was only hurting us and not helping us. She has a class. Oh, she has engineers over here. Okay, we also have this city. So this is going to be this is going to be an important city, because this is where we're going to build slingers long term. We actually don't care that much about slingers out of here. We just got them because we could. But we're definitely going to build slingers out of here with that mithril. So think about if we need a name for this one. Are you planning on getting to the super strong life hero? Sure. Yeah. Torvald, the Chosen. He's like super OP. If we can get him, we'll use him. I'd like to show how strong he is. So anyway, we need a name for this one. I don't think we want Sunnydale, as amusing as that is. So if anyone has a suggestion, this is the only time you can name things. You cannot rename, I believe, once a town is established. I don't think you can rename it. So I'll give chat another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go from there. Encampment 2, I don't know what that means, I'm afraid. I could go with encampment if no one has anything else. I don't know what, if these are references to something, I don't know what they are. Slinger Central works for me. Oh, I can't quite fit that in there, unfortunately. That's good enough. All right. Another engineer. Those two will start getting the roads done. Again, we'll connect down here. 1, 2. Yeah, we need 3 more road segments. You could probably rename it through save file hacking. That does seem like it might be a bit excessive. Stone Giants. It's like a mid-tier fantastic unit. All right, we actually do... Oh, now we have even more food freed up because we killed that. Although we're going to lose it again when we build this. And when this engineer finishes, we're going to lose some of that extra food. And then this will finish, so... Can we get a little bit of extra production just for this turn? Nope. Don't have quite enough food for that. Okay. And then this one is... It increased. It didn't go down. That's all I really care about. In terms of magic, we've gotten our casting skill. Started at 20. Was it? We started at 20. Now we're up to 28. And look, our power base is all the way up to 21. So we don't have to be losing mana here. We could like avoid that, but yeah, it's not so bad. We also might want to start doing research at some point. The main reason why I haven't done research is that, like, my starting spells are really good. All the life starting spells are great. So, like, why bother researching? Let's increase our casting skill so we can cast more often. All right, and then that'll give us, hey, one magic power as well. But the main thing is now when we grow, we won't become unhappy. All right, let's do the sawmill. The library, by the way, gives you just 2 research points every turn, which is nice. Now, you can't reallocate it. You can't move that around. You just get it every turn. But yeah, we'll do the sawmill. We might want to get a shaman here at some point because shaman gives you the healer trait. Heal 25% of the damage stacked with the healer. That's very nice. Instead of healing 5% per turn, you heal 30%. It's kind of a big difference. You want some of them along. But we want the sawmill because that increases our production. Now, this city does not have any hills. So this is not going to be a good production city long term. Can probably dial that up a little bit more. So like this is not a good production city long term because we don't have any hill tiles. Whereas like this spot will. Oh, it did not increase at all that turn. This one gained up 3, which I think is the most you can gain in one turn. So that's about to pop in. It's an actual city. Actual city in a couple turns. Anyway, and then we, as I said, we want to settle our last city up here as well, soonish. But as soon as this engineer is done, I'm going to get some spears out for the towns that are up there. I was going to say I'll play this game until I actually recruit a hero, but it looks at this point like I'm just never recruiting a hero. Cockatrice. All right. Hey, we actually finished a road segment. Let's go. I want to make this connection so we can move a little bit faster. How close is this stack to being healed? Almost healed. As I said, I'll go check it out when they're healed. I'm hesitant to summon another magic spirit, though, because I don't know if it's going to... I don't know if this is going to be takeable or not. Again, if it's just packed with the gargoyles, I won't be able to. All right. So next up, we need defenders for these. And spears are the cheapest ones. So we can one-turn these. Yeah, we'll just one-turn these. They will cost us some food, obviously, but like we need them both so we have a military presence in the cities, and they also do reduce unrest. So look, there's actually no place we can build cities down here anymore because you can't build within 3 tiles. And then out of what's up in the north, it does look like the best spot is this one right here, which is the one I said earlier. Max pop 14, good production bonus. I mean, we could also go here, but then we're interfering with more. Then we're like interfering with tiles of this city down here at Tokyo. So I'm down for that spot. Okay. Build the roads. Should see what's in here. War bears. Well, you guys have already seen me fight war bears. Unicorns. One of the rare life magical creatures that's life-based. Life does not have much in the way of summons. Some of the other schools of magic have much more in the way of summons. Okay. Kind of chill turns right now. Alright, these are both growing at a pretty good rate. Alright, yeah, things look pretty good. If we could ever get a hero to show up, that would be nice. We have no shortage of money to hire one. Oh, hey, Tokyo grew. That was pretty fast. That's nice. Alright, so Tokyo, we're going to get the Builder's Hall. We'll look to rush by that next turn. We have plenty of money to float. There we go, so. And that'll be 2 spears. All right, and then as for you guys, now unfortunately it takes 4 turns to build on desert, so it's a little awkward here. A lot of wilderness on this map, by the way. Oh, and this is probably Freya's capital. Yep, that's her capital. She's not defended very well. She just has warbears and sprites. I don't know quite what she's doing there. I'll avoid standing right next to it because that'll annoy her. Yeah, the AI is not doing much on this. I don't know quite what's going on. I think the fact that I am at war with Rajak and burned down both of the outposts that he tried to build kind of screwed him over. I'm not sure exactly what is happening there, but yeah, we're 1 HP off, so we can probably go check that out next turn. I don't know quite what happened to him, but it didn't go well. Hopefully Slinger Central will convert on this upcoming turn too. By the way, we're making a lot of gold right now. There we go. All right. So Builder's Hall, we want this. So we're going to start by cash rushing the spear. And then we do the barracks. And then the Builder's Hall. And it's actually less expensive to do it this way. Also, this can be a worker for this turn. And same thing here. Builder's Hall. And then we'll immediately do the granary in both of them. It's a little expensive, but it'll help. All right. And then we'll just continue building these. 1 turn. So 2 more of them, and then we can go back to econing. And that looks good there. Hey, we can actually free up a little bit of extra food here. That's nice. Because we were close to finishing that, and as I've already said, we don't get... what's it called? There's no overflow in this game. All right, so one of you move to here, and then the 2 of you build here. That way we avoid wasting a turn. So where are we? Oh, this is a big continent down here too. It's like it feels like this world is pretty empty. I guess Freya is actually expanding. Looks like she just put down another outpost up here. I might be able to have... I'm going to have this slip up here and try to dispel that outpost. Oh, hi. Oh, cool. Again, I love how this game rewards exploring the map. Like, we didn't have to research that spell. We just literally got it for free. Okay, so now if one of our units dies in battle, we can actually bring them back to life. It doesn't work for magical creatures, but it does for... where's our spell book? It does for... normal units. Okay. We'll go back and find it. It's an in-combat spell, so... There's Starfire. Where's Resurrect? I probably passed it. You can see I have a lot of... Raise Dead. Here we go. Costs 35 mana, though. We actually can't even use this in battle yet, because our casting skill is not to 35 yet. Raises a fallen unit from the dead. Returns with half its normal creatures. All enchantments are lost. Okay. So it's a little bit less good for us because we're relying on a lot of enchantments. But still, nice spell. Oh, maybe we can trade this to Freya. Maybe she'll have something she'd be willing to trade to us for it. She probably doesn't have much in the way of life spells. She's probably mostly nature at this point. Yeah, that's a great point. So as I hope I get the name right, Kalantar has in there. It's just a simple letter replacement. Like every single one of these is just a 1-to-1 letter. So if you want to, you can decipher what spells you have. All the spells you'll be able to research are here, but I already know what they all are because I will unlock every life spell eventually. So it's not really a mystery what's in there for me. But yeah, it is just a simple text replacement, so you can easily look up what they all are if you want. All right, there's the Builder's Hall, now Granary. Again, getting the Granary early on just gives you all that extra pop growth. Less valuable here because this is a good spot for pop growth anyway, but it's still nice to have. All right, now we've got our Spearman Conga line at the moment. You need to build one last spear here, and then we're good. All right, so you are also going to build Basilisk, and then zombies. Yeah, this whole area feels very empty. Okay, we can go into this. If she has not bothered to garrison this, we can kill that outpost next turn. Again, you can do a lot to harass the AI with these early magic spirits, which is pretty nice. Oh, and this army should be back to full health again. Okay, so we're going to peek in here again. Hopefully there's just like 1 or 2 gargoyles. If there's a full army, then we're Okay, yeah. That's why I wish the game would just let you know. This is more than we can fight, obviously. So, as I said, the game doesn't tell you. I just wanted to know what was in there. I literally just wanted to know how many units were in there. We definitely can't deal with that. But, like, if the game would just tell you, if the game would say, like, there are 4 gargoyles and 5 hellhounds in there, that's all I need to know. It just doesn't tell me that. All right, so we've cleared out everything we can for now. We'll be able to deal with that a little bit later, but we can't just yet. So we're about to finish the marketplace here. Now the question is, do we change this to a shipyard and build a terreme? I think I might need to, because I'd like to ferry these guys over here. And then I could start clearing out camps on this other island too. Well, there's actually not that much over there, just more giant spiders. Well, we already killed giant spiders earlier. That would also lead... No, I don't know if I want to start fighting Rajak just yet. Probably not just yet. I'll put that off until a little bit later. Let's finish the market. Maybe if we could get like 2 more slingers. I think if I could get 2 more slingers, I could probably clear this, which I would like to do. And it's not like slingers are going to lose their value. You know what else would also be useful? A freaking hero. This would be a lot easier if I had a hero helping me clear these camps. All right, let's get the farmer's market, and then we'll go from there. Oh, wait, did I forget to... I forgot to cash rush the builder's hall here last turn. Okay, well, let's leave that. We'll do the granary first at the other city, and then we'll get the granary over there. All right, same thing. The next cheapest is the barracks, and then the granary itself. All right. Should be able to get the builder's hall next turn. All right, you guys can go back to sleep then. All right, now we have enough spears for the moment. Why don't you get us the last settler we need for this spot in the far north? Then you can go back to econing after that. 4 turns. Do we have enough food for this? Possibly. I don't think so. We'll just dial this down another turn. Oops. 5 turns. Oh, we're still not enough. Oh, hold on. Oh, we have farmers everywhere. All right, well, we're going to have to get extra food from somewhere then. I don't want this. Oh, there we go. 5 turns. Yeah. Okay. Just enough food there. All right, so you guys now... All right, is there anything in here? Nope. Still an outpost, still unoccupied. Bye. Really setting the AI's development back a lot there. Will we ever manage to get a hero in this game? It's a little bit silly. Anyway, okay. What are we at? Granary, yes. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to build towards the farmer's market. So smithy. By the way, did you see the population growth number in here? Plus 110 per turn, so that's growth in basically 9 turns. That's some fast growth. All right, now we'll get the builder's hall, which is the more expensive thing to build. Oh, right. Yeah, we have this. Well, the spears are more expensive here, but that's fine. All right, so now we have half the barracks done. 30 gold to finish the barracks, and then, was it 40 or 60 to finish the builder's hall? Okay, cool. Spearman conga line on its way. Oh, hello. There's a little lizard man city here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yep. We're doing some Master of Magic here. I think I mentioned this before on stream, but this game came directly after Master of Orion, but and then the Master of Orion 2 is actually a sequel to this game. Like, if you've played them, Master of Orion 2 is not really the sequel to Master of Orion 1. It's really the sequel to this game, because the way that the mechanics work, they're very, very similar to this game. All right. Like, it replaced all the sliders with a population system that's very, very similar to this game. All right. I mostly just wanted to get this map revealed because I hated having the one little piece of blackness in there. Anyway, where are we? Here. Okay. Well, we should finish seeing what's on this continent. Anyway, oh, there's a new Rajak outpost up here, but I don't think I can get up there anytime soon. I don't think that this thing could get there in time to dispel it. I don't know why he's placing his settlements so far away. AI has not been performing very well today. I mean, the AI is not very good in this game, but on impossible difficulty, it can still be challenging because it gets so many bonuses. I'm only playing on hard difficulty, though, because I'm not as familiar with this game. All right, let's get you up there. So now we have our road connection done to the halfling cities in the south. Building a road is not just for movement purposes. There is a trade bonus associated with it as well. Also, what the heck? That unit must be in the far north, and it's just bugging out here on the map. But yeah, we got most of Arcanus explored. There's probably another island over here somewhere. And there's a decent chance there's another AI over here somewhere. There should probably be another AI on this map somewhere. Anyway, in terms of magic, we're still increasing our casting skills slowly. We're getting a new point about every 2 to 2.5 turns. And as we build more stuff, we get closer on this. All right. And this is the last settler I want to build for the time being. Then I can go back into econing a bit. Almost have the sawmill done here. Can we get a little... We have a little bit of extra food here, so we can probably dial up production. Yeah, a little bit somewhere. Oh, I don't want barbarian spearmen. This is so we get it, but it does say 2 mercenaries for hire. Do we get a hero? I don't want barbarian spearmen. No, this is a spearman. I don't care if it's a veteran. It's still a spearman. Okay. The game is just refusing to give me a hero to hire. Maybe maybe it was I still don't care. Like, it's not a good unit. Like, spears are the same thing I have right here. They're not good. So that could have been a hero, but instead we apparently rolled a barbarian spear. So that's great. No, that wasn't worth 74 gold. Anyway, let's get out of here. I already got my scout of your territory. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough magic here to hold off. Oh, and we need to purchase... Oh, never mind. We actually need to get that granary purchased this turn. All right, granary. Let's go. Spear. Barracks. And then back to the granary. I hate that you have to do this, but if you ever played the original Civilization game, you will be well familiar with that half production box movement. Also, I need to move power back into gold, so I'm over 100 gold, just in case I would get a hero to hire. Alright, sawmill's nice. This city is getting decent production. Alright, so we got the sawmill. Let's see. I don't think we need this just yet. Forester's Guild, we should probably do the Forester's Guild if we don't need anything else immediately. We don't need the happiness. Forester's Guild is nice because it gives you more food and increases production by another 25%. So I think I'll stick on this. Now, this city is not good long-term because it has so many water tiles, but, I mean, we might as well get this. And then after that, we could probably do the library. Unfortunately, halflings can't do universities, which is the next thing after that, but they can do all the religious buildings. So we can do temple, Parthenon Cathedral. This is not like one of my better cities. This one's actually fairly weak, but it's just like a little econ city. All right, now we got the granary, so now you need to do the smithy. And yeah, basically these new cities just sit there and grow for the time being. That's all I really want. Just like grow your population. Sorry, this is kind of a boring time in the game. There's not really anything exciting happening right now. Just kind of like building up our island before we get ready to go somewhere else. Doing some exploring. But as I said, it's kind of quiet right now. We're also running out of mana, so we need to... Oh, we need to go the other way. It's nice having alchemy. I'm just trying to make sure I have plenty of money here. All right, you are about to finish that settler. Very nice. And then you can go back into econ mode. Yeah, you're doing the farmer's market. That's good. After the farmer's market, maybe I'll get... This city, you know what? This city we should spend pretty heavily on this city. We want to get to the point where we can do slingers here. This is our, like, we should never train a slinger again that's not from this city. Because it's got the mithril here. Like, we really, really want slingers out of here. So what do we actually need? We need the smithy. And then, what do we need? I think we need this... Because we don't... We have... What is it? If we go barracks... And then, what is it? We need the armory. That's what allows you to train slingers. We could actually just go barracks, armory, and then we could cash rush slingers, I guess. Because if I can get 2 slingers out of here, that should be enough to take... I think 4 elite slingers can take this. I don't think they need the extra... They don't need the extra movement speed. They can just... Yeah, I think 2 extra slingers will take... I think 4 slingers will take that. Even though that's a lot of units in there, I mean, they'll have 5 attacks, so I think we can do it. Let's play and see if we can hit that point. I'll just keep dumping my gold in here for this reason. Also, casting skill 32. I want to get to 35 so I can cast that resurrection spell if I need to. All right. And, oh, the settler. We should cast pathfinding to get this settler up here faster. Or what? It's not pathfinding, it's endurance. It only costs 20 gold. And remember, the first turn, apparently, it doesn't benefit from it, so... Oops, other way around. Just trying to make sure we're not completely out of magic. Where are we on the map? Okay. I did check this, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. War Bears. Okay, that would also be a node that's pretty easy to take over. It'd be nice to get up to there. This poor city, it's gonna spawn some like rampaging monsters at some point. But so far not yet. Alright, yeah, you're doing the farmer, you're just on econ mode. You finished the settler. Ah, you just did the settler. So now guess what we need? We need 2 spears to go up there again. So we need 10 production so we can 1-turn the spears. All right, now we need to grab some more food from somewhere. So that's probably down here. No, I don't want it to extend out 2 turns longer. That's, well, we need food from somewhere. All right, so you, yes, up here, patrol. All right, yeah, we might as well go right through here. So we're working on it, and then we'll get 1 more spear out of there. And we're still growing very quickly there. That's going to grow a pop points, and then you're growing quickly. But yep, we're just going to get some slingers out of there. All right, thanks, Moo Addict. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, kind of slow turns right now. Takes forever to build roads through swamps, unfortunately. All right, what's the fastest way to get through here? So we're trying to go, so was it to this tile, or, hold on, this tile here. 1, 2, okay, well, then we can probably dispel that enchantments, because we can't move more than 1 tile per turn. So I guess that wasn't that useful of an enchantment, but it only cost 20. It was only 20 magic points, so it wasn't that much. Still, I probably was not worth the effort. Skydrake, those are like the nastiest units in the game. Skydrakes have magic immunity, so they're very, very nasty. All right, we don't need any more spears. We're good there. Miners Guild. Let's do the sawmill. That'll get us some more production. That would certainly be nice. Sawmill. We've certainly taken over our island nicely. The fact that I have alchemy has allowed me to run like negative on mana for pretty much the whole game. And it's just like hasn't been a big deal at all. Alright, settler. I'm going to put you on a go-to... Well, actually, no, I don't trust you on a go-to order. I was like, I'm going to put you on a go-to order. And then I was like, wait, I actually don't trust the AI at all on a go-to order in this game. Alrighty, let's go ahead. We should have enough mana now to purchase the barracks, which is not very expensive. Alright, now if we do... Wait a minute. Do we need the smithy as well? Okay. I thought I didn't think I needed this one, but okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I need the armory. I guess I need the smithy and the barracks to do the armory. It's the armory that unlocks them. That's what I was trying to work towards. So we've almost defogged this whole map. Of course, there's another whole map to defog later, if we can get into the other plane. Anyway, still working on this. This city just grew. Did it do anything weird? No, it's pretty much doing what I expect it to. Casting skill's almost there. Then I might do a little research, because I would like to get the summoning. I wouldn't mind being able to move the summoning circle to a different city. I still just don't understand how I have not seen a single hero yet. Slinger Central just grew a pop point. That's nice. This is very unusual to not have a single hero show up this far into the game when you've been sitting at the amount of money that you need to hire heroes the whole time. But it is what it is. We might have to just summon them. We got this nice item too that would be good on a hero, but... Alright. Well, let's rush by this as well. It happens sometimes. Yep. Now we need something... Is there anything less than 40 that we can purchase? No, we just have to bite the bullet. Because we're not halfway there. Alright. -4. Oh, I went the other way. Huh, I meant to click this. There. Now we have the extra food. Okay. Hey, we got the farmer's market. Nice. Okay. Now, I need you to do a ship build, the shipwrights guild, because I'm going to need to get a tereme or two out. There's the smithy. Nice. Okay. Armory next. See slingers. So we'll work on that next. We're going to rush by it. So unfortunately, it's a more expensive thing. And the slingers are not that cheap either. We do have a little bit of extra food here. Oh, there we go. We can actually reduce the Forester's Guild. That'll free up a little bit of extra food here. But we don't have quite enough for that, unfortunately. Okay. What if we did this? Go down to 6 turns. If we can free up food somewhere else. That's actually probably worthwhile to do. Get this done a little bit faster. And this city might as well stay on food because we're just going to rush by that to completion. All right. That's very slowly. By the way, get ready to come up with a name for this settlement that we're putting up here. All right. Oh, I actually forgot. You can cast, I just remembered this. You can cast endurance on these guys, on the engineers. It causes them to work twice as fast. I don't know if that's worthwhile to do or not, but I can do it. That they work at double speed if you put endurance on them. That's like another undocumented feature. That's another fun thing to do with life magic. All right, we're at casting skill 34. Again, I really want to get this, but I don't quite have it yet. I mean, we've done a good job of taking over our island, so we'll pretty much be done with our island on this session, and then we can start the push into this next island. There's also, looks like there's a lot of stuff to claim on this island down here, but I think the natural thing to do is to expand onto this island next, and we'll deal with Rajak as we need to. So far, though, it's certainly been going really well. And then we have to try to find a way to get to Mirror. Okay, now we already have 2 spears in here. These guys are going to the new city that's not even founded yet. So think of a name. How do you win? So that's a great question. So for better or for worse, one of the problems with this game is its late game is not very good, unfortunately. Part of the issue is you can't really ever be friends with the AI. They always get angry at you no matter what. And partly because the victory conditions are not well designed. Unfortunately, there's only 2 victory conditions. One is to kill everyone, you know, in classic Civ 1 fashion, just kill everyone. It's like, okay. So that's not the easiest one to achieve. The next one is cast the spell of mastery, but that's like the spaceship version. But it's so long to finish that. And if you get close to, once you start casting it, the AIs all declare war on you anyway. So the game takes so long that you almost always have to end it by killing everyone, and it's very unsatisfying. It's one of the problems. There's nothing like the Galactic Council. By the way, we need a name suggestion if anyone's there. But there's nothing like the Galactic Council. So the games just drag and drag and drag, and you always end up at war with everyone else. The AIs always collapse into war with you because there's just almost no way to build relations in this game. Everything lowers relations. Why San Francisco? I mean, I'm down for it, but I don't quite get it. Luck bug? I don't quite understand. Sure, why not? I don't know if luck is actually bugged in this or not. Anyway. But good suggestions. So it's very... Oh, the bay. There's a bay there? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Sorry, just outside of context, I was like, what? I was very confused there. All right. Well, anyway, we're making 55 gold per turn now, so that's certainly nice. We've got our roads in progress, although this area is pretty rough in terms of roads. So these are all coming along on, yeah. Yeah, and then we have a city getting ready to do. Can't kill the Death Knights anytime soon. If we had enough slingers, though, we could kill them. They're just very difficult to kill units. And then we'll pop over here and start founding some cities over on this side of the water too. Not that there's a lot of great spots, but we could dump a city like right here, and then we'll go get those great giant spiders, and then we'll see what we can do with Rajak. You just put down another outpost. If I was keeping some magic spirits near him, I could maybe keep harassing him, but that's okay. They're not in position to keep harassing. I'm using them to keep exploring the map. They should be able to build this road in 1 turn. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Our outpost grew 2 little houses, so it's now halfway, which is good. This game is so good. Yeah, provide easy access to the volcano. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we can probably... how much more do we need? So... let's give it like another turn or 2, and then we'll look to rush by the armory. I could get halfway to the... Well, never mind. I mean, we could buy it right now, but I don't want to spend all my gold. I want to make sure, again, as I've been saying for literally the entire game, we're on 14... We're at the end of 1406, so we've done 6 times 12. We've done 78 turns. We still do not have... we still don't have a hero. Like, we've had 3% odds basically almost every turn. Now, there were some turns we didn't have that, but it's been at least, like, 60 turns straight of 3% odds that have not hit. And we have not gotten a hero. I would just cast the Summon Hero spell if I had it. I don't have it yet. Maybe we'll research that next, because we do have Summon Hero. I generally don't like using the Summon Hero, the lesser hero. There's another spell called Summon Champion that gives you a better hero. I usually only prefer using the Summon Champion, but like if we just can't get anyone for who knows what reason, it might be worthwhile. Usually you can get the first one without too much trouble. Yeah, humans have two unique units. They have Pikes and Paladins. Pikes are a good mid-tier unit, and then Paladins are a very strong late-game unit. If I hadn't gotten the Halflings, I probably would be trying to work through the Pikes, but because I had the Halflings, I've just been working through the Slingers. Okay, well, this is nice. We can... Apparently, we had, like, we're, like, missing, like, no production there. All right, let's go ahead. Do the cash rushing dance here. That gets us 15 shields in the box. And then this gets us to 30. Now, is there something that costs... The library is 60. And then we finish the armory. The last 20 on the armory. There we go. So that cost us a lot less. Okay, cool. Very nice. And then this is almost done too. Oh, we actually have... Oh, okay, we got more food than... We're floating more food than we really need here. So that means I can dial this... Oh, this is already dialed up all the way. Okay. Just one of those moments... Or maybe I can... Oh, no, the capital's one turn away, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I just have like an excess of food at the moment. So you can get a little bit of extra production there. And you are almost done. Alright. Sawmill done. How close are we to growing? We're probably going to need the temple pretty soon. I'll start working on that. Here we go. Let's see if we have enough for this. We do not. Alright. Slingers. Now they cost 100. They are not cheap to build. So we can cash rush them. What are they? If we cash rush them... they probably cost like 250 because we have some necessary loss a little bit. But, you know, we can do these. We'll just cash rush them out. Use our money. Just cash rush. Oh, we're also going to need to buy the granary and such in here. So not going to be fast, but we can definitely get them. All right. Forest. Yep, there's Antarctica. So we didn't find anything. All right. I don't know that we actually need the Shipwrights Guild that immediately, but anyway, there we go. There's the extra food. So we're working on it. We're working on these slingers. We got the buildings out of the way. Just trying to take this over. All right, that gives us extra food, which is nice, and extra production. All right, you are probably going to need the temple soonish, so we'll start that, and then we can do the library. After that, there's actually not that much more to build here, to be honest. I might get a shaman or something, but like there's not really that much more to build here. You are down in Antarctica, so I'll move you over here and start seeing what's in this direction. All right, well, we're at negative food, so I have to turn more food on somewhere. You're on a nice even number, so I don't really want to touch you. So it's got to be you, unfortunately. We're still -1 food. Okay, well you, fortunately, can fall on your sword for this turn at least. Because you're going to finish that anyway. So strange to see a map that isn't all ice. Why is the sawmill's water well located well inland? Good question. Why is the sawmill there? Good question. That's an excellent question. All right, we should pop this Luck Bay next turn. Just got to keep tossing turns worth of money there periodically. All right. So now we do the marketplace here. I think we have enough food here. But yeah, it's been kind of a calm game. I would have liked to have shown a little bit more of like taking over somewhere, but we're just kind of on like a lull in terms of what's going on in the game. I wanted to reach like a nice stopping point, but I haven't really been able to find a good one, unfortunately. Anyway, well, what turn is it? We're actually very competitive with the AI considering all what's going on here. Yeah, we're actually like right there. I don't know why there's a space here for some reason. Okay. This is probably a good time to stop just because I'm getting tired. We're at like the 3 hour mark. I usually don't want these to run too much past that. But we basically did a good job of taking over our island. As soon as we can get, like I said, I just want 2 more slingers out of here. I put heroism on both of them with the mithril weapons. We should be able to take this, and then I'll ferry them over here. Like I said, I'm already building the shipwrights guild with Tareems, and then we'll ferry them over here. Get some more cities over here. We'll take out another thing of giant spiders, and then we'll work our way out towards Rajak and see if we can get him too. And then we'll see what we can do about taking over this continent and this continent. So, looks good. Happy with how things are going. Yep, mithril mine in your territory. Frodo will survive the cave troll. Indeed. There's a reason why I put a halfling city right here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, no stream next week. I am out of town next week. Hope you guys are all having a great 2026. Until then, we'll pick this up in 2 weeks. Take care, folks. Have a good one. Bye, guys.